62. We are back after the break from Major 4 DreamHack Dallas, and we are in that period between Major 4 and the World Championship. Big storylines on the horizon here. We've got some teams grinding the game, maybe some teams not grinding the game quite so much. We'll do some predictions at a later date. Today we've got them to talk about, because there has been some drama over the last few days. The patch update, some other things that have happened. Also, Black Ops 7 finally arriving, confirmed this evening, and we've got some big details on that to discuss, certainly with some teams maybe preferring jetpacks back, others maybe not so much. Then we're going to crack on with a tier list, ranking all of the pro players, best to worst, in order. That's going to be a challenge, and it's going to be controversial for sure. And, you guys are not going to want to wait around for that one. Thanks to PrizePicks for supporting the show as always. If you guys want to get involved, especially with the World Championship and the World Cup as well on the horizon, use code Breaking Point, claim your $50 on your first $5 pick. Gentlemen, it's good to be back. Don, you've been killing it with the content over the last few days. I've been seeing you. I've been seeing those interviews go out. They were fire. So good to see you back in the same damn chair.
Yes, sir, man. Doing my little interviews. The first one was a bit rough. It was a little sad, a little crybaby cheese episode, but I feel like the second and the third one are really good. Third one hasn't been released yet, but I feel like that's going to be a really, really good one because we just yapped. Like there's certain people in the scene like you just had that connection with. You could just yap for like 3 hours straight. So yeah, I mean, back at it. Life's good. Out for another show.
Absolutely. Listen, nothing needs to be said. We're back. I missed doing these shows. Rab said, we should run one. I got a little bit excited. I was kicking my feet in the air, as some would say, laying down, kicking the feet in the air like you've just spoken to your first love. Listen, today's going to be, like Rab said, controversial. We're going to have some takes about some players that you guys might not agree with. Maybe Ina doesn't agree with some of the ones that we're going to say too. Listen, it's that time of the year, man. We can talk about how people have been playing and how we think people are going to keep playing, especially going into next year, too. We can talk about some pros who we think are going to fry next year. So, listen, another dope check, another good day. Hope everyone's having a great day. Let's get straight into this.
Abso-freaking-lutely, baby. This is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. This evening, we saw the official announcement. I'm actually going to watch this with you guys for the first time. I've kind of seen it on Twitter, but I've not actually kind of watched it. There's a couple of things here. But, okay, first of all, we talked a bit on the pre-show. BO7 confirmed. We kind of knew this for some time. It's going to be this year's game. It's going to follow on from BO6. It's going to be similar in some respects to like MW2, MW3, right? Modern Warfare 2 came out. A year later, we get MW3, a better game, actually a far better game, I think many would say, but fundamentally pretty much the same. Question is whether this game is going to be the same story. Worth keeping in mind, this game is set, I think, in 2035. So Black Ops 2 was set in 2025, the present year. Black Ops 3 was set, I think, in 2065. This game's set in 2035. So it's not going to be like crazy jetpacks like that, but it might be something somewhere in between, but kind of closer to BO2 than BO3 in terms of timescale. What it means for competitive, good question. This year, the game's been a bit of a shambles. Treyarch didn't cook with the maps. Treyarch didn't cook when it comes to fixing the Codcaster so we can play the latest patch update. That's a big talking point. Maybe they cooked on the new game. I don't know. We say it every year. I literally just saw Attach's tweet saying it's going to be the greatest COD of all time. So, I think all of us are far too cynical for that nowadays. But we do have this. I'll just play it in the background really while we talk about this. But this is kind of like the initial trailer they've come out with. As always, this is all multiplayer stuff, effectively. Like campaign stuff, multiplayer will follow. But, we've got like the Synapsis robot looking boy, skinny bot as Killer would call him. And then, okay, it's a bit of a trailer. But I think there was a couple of segments in there that were pretty interesting. So, Trey, first thoughts on this. I know in the pre-show you're talking about Blackout. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on the movement in general, like what it should look like, what should come back. We're pretty sure that it's going to be a lot of the BO2 maps remastered for this game at launch, just like how MW3 was. Now, that's a dub as far as I'm concerned, because those maps were actually great for competitive in general. Maybe we could have had some of them this year, but that never happened.
My thing about them bringing back old maps is the movement's so fast these days that they don't work as well. Especially Black Ops 2, those maps aren't that big. They seem big when you're running at 0.2 mile an hour, but add in double sprinting or tack sprint, whatever you want to call it. And then, the rumor of it being, double jumping, wall running, adding those into there, like it's those maps ain't going to be great. Like, I'll be real with you, they were great, so good back in the day, but when you add in like the faster movement and stuff into it, they're not, especially the double jumping. Yeah, that's when things might have an issue. You saw Cold War. That game wasn't crazy fast, if you guys remember rightly. Like, it wasn't like the Black Ops 6 crazy fast, so fast. Like, you put Black Ops 6 movement on the old Black Ops 2 maps, I have a feeling we might have an issue on there too. But Black Ops 7, with the rumor of it being double jumping, wall running, there might be an even bigger issue. So I did see a rumor from Charlie Intel that they're bringing out that they are making brand new maps too. So hopefully, they do cook on those maps to match how good Black Ops 2 maps were, but they make them, viable for the movement that we're about to get.
It's good. I agree with that. My thoughts are just on the game in general. I mean, I'm just thinking about, like, I'm gonna compete again. So, like, obviously I'm just praying, really. Like, I don't want to get my hopes too high, but like I'll prefer everything to just go well. Like, like hopefully they create some decent maps. Hopefully some of the old maps play good, at least like raid and standoff. Maybe we could do like a combination of like raid, standoff, and then a BO4 map, and then 2 brand new maps or something like that. But the maps are definitely gonna be important. I feel like this game, the maps were like the biggest thing holding the game back, honestly. Like, I feel like if BO6 had better maps, it could have probably been one of the best Black Ops games ever. But instead, I mean, just even talking to most players, this is probably the worst Black Ops game ever. Like, Black Ops 6. So hopefully, I just feel like there's no way it's going to be worse than Black Ops 6. That's just like my mindset, and I'm praying that that's true. That's kind of how I am. I'm just being completely honest. So yeah, I'm just going in there with an open mind, trying to be optimistic, but also not get my hopes up too high. But it looks good. I mean, it looks, for what you can see, you can't really see too much in the trailer, but
this is like the only interesting thing. I mean,
looks good.
Pretty much is this, like, you can see this guy's got active camo on, right? So like if you look at it here, it actually looks very similar to the BO3 one. The Infinite Warfare one was even more invisible than this. But anyway, just because this is this is a campaign, it's plausible that it could be a multiplayer as a specialist, right? If they could bring them back potentially.
Well, I was more alluding to the fact that if it's in campaign, like, it will probably go into multiplayer as maybe like a kill streak or something like that.
They will use it. They tend to use them. You know what I mean?
But I don't think it will be a specialist. I don't think they're gonna bring those back.
I think we need those.
I think it makes the game. I think it makes the game better. But hear me out. I think with how much people know and have heard about the game, I promise you, there would have been a rumor by now that special. Yeah,
you're right. Leaked already, yeah.
I mean, a field upgrade would be pretty crazy, PD. Like, if you just pop in this every life. But I know what you're saying. Like, if you don't, not every life, but maybe as a field upgrade.
Well, like there's gonna be no specialists, but there's probably gonna be some cooler, like you said, field upgrades, or like a kill streak where, like, oh shit, I can activate active camo. Guess what? We ain't playing that in, we ain't gonna be using that in competitive, because that's just how it is. Like,
back in the day, baby,
like I said,
back in the day when the pros had bollocks, they used to play. They used to use shit, man.
Back in the day when we liked having fun and there was hardly any divas and it was just straight raw gameplay, we were running active camo, we were running kinetic armor, we were running all that shit.
Heat wave.
You put bro, heat wave. I promise you, heat wave would be GA today. I promise you that.
Bro, it wouldn't even last 2 minutes. I mean, to be fair,
you know it too. You know it too,
bro. It probably would, which is sad though. That shit was fire. I'm telling you, we need specialists. Like we need like it just makes the game like it adds. We need more layers to the game. Personally, because like I know this is kind of off topic, but like adding layers to the game will also help the talent. What's the word? Discrepancy. I'm going to college. I don't know that word yet. It will help the talent, like the way we play and we GA everything. Scrap just gets spawned in and just fucking piss on goddamn Priesta, right? But if Priesta had a goddamn camo, he had a camo and it's something else, he could use some shit to his advantage, bro. Like it would help the bot. It will help it. It would just help it be more entertaining, bro. More competitive matches, bro.
I mean, it added an extra layer on of like, bro, if you were the camo player on your team, you would have to track the other camo player or the heatwave player too.
Yes, it made you think way more, bro.
Like, you know, back in, what was it, Black Ops 3, like, in S&D, you knew how much score you needed for, you know, what this, and this.
Yeah, and you could kind of estimate it because it would go up a little bit on time, but you could pretty much guess.
Your whole strats would change if you're like, yo, Donnie's got heatwave, like, we can't go here. If we see Donnie run away, we'll go to another bomb site. Like, that's why that added an extra layer. Guess what? We ain't gonna get that no more because the lads and dads the plumbers are gonna cry when that 13-year-old hits a TikTok clip where he jumps in a hill and pops heatwave and then gets a 7-piece.
100%. So I think what we're talking about is the right piece of it, because the one argument would say what players sometimes say is, oh well, you use a heatwave, it adds randomness, right? Because there's some sort of cheese. It's like, oh, that guy's worse than me, but he killed me because of this cheesing. But it's like in the same way that the main reason why I'm in favor of kill streaks being allowed is, at least one of the main reasons, okay, obviously the fan experience is a key factor that we should keep in mind probably more than we do, but one of the other main reasons is that the kill streaks actually take skill to use, and some players are bad at timing when they use them, and some players are just bad at using them full stop. Some players don't even know that you can do certain things with a health stomp. So it's like, some players will get way more use out of it than other players will. And it's the same with specialists. Obviously, it can go too far probably if you have everything. But the reason why Valorant or something is interesting to the TikTok brain rot kids is because every round, someone's got their ultimate, right? So, you know, there's always some element there where one character just got their ultimate online. So that means they can do this type of strat. And that means that this round, there's always going to be some sort of play that happens. So, and I used to love watching it when it was like, oh, this guy's got kinetic armor. Is he going to use it this hill? Or is he going to save it for the next hill where it might be more important? It's like that. And there's a skill gap in that because the players that are brain dead, they'll use it and get one kill, which is meaningless. And the player who's clever with it will use it for one key gunfight that they needed to win for spawns. Or
a kill streak or something like that.
Or a kill streak exactly, something like that that would change the tide of the game. And it's not something that's so overpowered that it breaks the game. I think active camo in Infinite Warfare was really strong because it was basically invisible. It lasted for a long time.
You could see it though in like the most skillful players. Let's just say, you know, me on that game, for example. We beat Epsilon in losers bracket to get to the finals of a tournament because I saw Dave wall running and it was like a little blur on my screen. I was like, yo, Dave's active camo. Let's wrap bomb. So we wrapped all the way around, made him waste his active camo, and that's like that. Guess what? That's a skill gap. You know, that's the eyesight skill gap. You know what I'm saying? So someone had a good point in the chat though, like. You got to remember, we were playing this on console where there was no hackers.
Yeah.
Imagine my guy just bops out a scythe and just starts lenging man down with his aim.
I see that too.
Active camera or some shit.
Though. A hacker with anything is still a hacker. He's still gonna be cheesing.
Yeah, for sure. But like, if me and him are using the same gun and he's hacking, like, you know, I can, you know, I'll be a little bit annoyed. But if he's just running around with a 500 bullet scythe, just fucking lenging man down, like, we might be sure. Like,
the scythe was crazy, man. When it first happened, it was 200 bullets or something, and then they put it down to like 120.
He was the worst scythe player of all time, bro.
Yeah. I enjoyed the glitch specialist in BO3 pubs.
Yeah, glitch was fire.
See, glitch was like That was the one where you
SMG.
could use it and no one got pissed off at you using it. Because that was like, if you made a play with glitch, it was just pure skill, you know?
It was
It was
like
the
the
same
most
with
skillful one.
FTL.
Yeah.
It was the same with FTL.
Yeah, exactly. FTL
IW.
jump as well. Absolutely. I mean, Judd made the play when you guys won the event.
Facts.
When he like dashed in and got the second kill coming from mid.
Yeah.
Like there were some great plays with that. Glitch, I think Glitch is my favorite in many ways because it was actually, you could skillfully determine where you were going to go back to. So the way that Glitch worked is that when you popped it, it would draw a circle around where you pressed it from, and it would teleport you back to wherever you entered that circle. So like, it was like a 10-meter radius. The point is that it wouldn't take you back. It wouldn't take you back like 3 seconds ago. It would take you back a set distance based on where you entered it from. So like, if you were chilling on the bomb, and you were like chilling there for 20 seconds, it would take you back to wherever you entered that spot. But it did have a time limit as well. So if I was literally standing by the bomb for 30 seconds, it would teleport me nowhere. Like I'd go back to where I was. So like, if you knew that, then you could take advantage of it. Because it's like, okay, I'm on the bomb. I know exactly where I'm going to teleport. So, for example, let's say I'm on Stronghold, a bomb or whatever, the one that's like in the open, and I'm watching one way, and I know that if I get flanked, if I glitch, I'll be right behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was some such cool shit you could do with that.
Overdrive, grab spikes.
Yeah. And none of them were like that outrageous. Like the most outrageous one probably was Heatwave. But even,
I know that Tempest was wild.
I mean, yeah, the BO3 Tempest was pretty wild. The BO4 Tempest was good as well. Obviously, that was a 2-shot.
Yeah, the Black Ops 3 Tempest was pretty crazy. You killed one guy and it would just chain react the whole way through. But that's what I'm saying though. That was a skill of it though. Like, you know, someone have it, like you wouldn't chal him unless like you. I mean, there were certain players that pulled out a Tempest that could not fucking hit a shot.
Yeah,
like, you know,
because they had the little wind up in there, right? So
I ain't gonna say any names, but like if I saw someone pull out a Tempest, I'm just ego chan. He ain't hitting me, bro. That guy's out.
But like if you played like Fringe, people would use it down the tracks, right? Because that's when you get the chain.
Tempest, that was like the best hill. Yeah.
But like if you laid down, tucked yourself in by the tracks, then it wouldn't necessarily chain. You could get away with it, right? But like players that didn't know any better would just stand there and get chained. So I'm like, oh, it's just, it kind of made BO3. I think it certainly made BO4 probably. I mean, that game, they had a new specialist as well. You had Crash. I mean, there was some things that we didn't really use. Kind of more weapons in that, really, I guess. But there were still some things.
PD said we might need a co-op BP campaign video. I'd be keen.
God, I actually would be keen.
I'm
Me
down.
done
Not play the campaign in years, right?
I'm down for that.
That actually would be fine. Overdrive and Uplink will feed families. My favorite bit about Overdrive from BO3 was that like it literally gave you a dash, right? So like if you went, when you turned it on, if you had your left stick aiming left, it would literally dash you left.
Oh yeah.
So the good players would use it like Advanced Warfare.
You know what's fucked up about that as well is that Marky B had that too, and he only had one play with it, and his one play was S&D Fringe, where we would be attacking, and he would overdrive from like, you know, the silos on Fringe where you spawn on offense. He would overdrive all the way through mid into hardware and sit in there. All right, the first time he done it,
S&D?
first time he done it was fire. It worked out. For the next 6 months, that was his only play with overdrive on that map, and he got countered so many times. And it got to the point. It got to the point where I was like, Mark, bro, this play is not working no more. He goes, shut the fuck up, man, shut the fuck up. And he would just keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
Someone would just run down mid, left side, look right, get a free
Nah,
kill.
not even. Someone would just go into hardware and just double challenge him. As soon as he had overdrive and the other team knew it, bro, it was like,
a guaranteed first blood.
Bro, we were 3v4 in that round, guaranteed, bro. Guaranteed.
Exactly, but that's a skill gap, because nowadays, like, honestly, it's a great point. I hadn't really considered too much, but how much it affects the viewer experience. Because, like, let's be real. We're watching Search between two shit teams in a match that nobody really cares about. Like,
Yep.
right. Round 5. Why do I care about round 5 compared to round 3 or whatever? Whereas back in the day, I'd be watching BO3, like, capture the flag between, I don't know, the French and the Germans, you know? Like, they would, whatever the team names are called. You know what I'm saying,
I think my team was the most boring CTF team possible.
Yeah, okay, look, you played terrible CTF, but there were some moments where you'd be like, well, at least he's got camo online now, right? Like, that guy's got camo, like, maybe he can make a play.
Go find it. In Fuse versus FaZe, Clay literally wins him the game by pulling out a Tempest. I get absolutely piss slammed by him, and the crowd's going crazy. They hit a crazy comeback on us. And that's why I've always said, like, I wanna play CTF, because out of the, Control, boring to watch. Glorified TDM. CTF, yeah, sure, it can be boring, but that one moment with a specialist, like, imagine specialist came back. That one moment with a specialist is like makes better content and better viewing experience than 10 controls would.
Yeah, like I'll give you an example. I'll give a really good example. Like, the way I look at it is, it's guaranteed entertainment. Like, for example, we're playing Zed, whoever, I think it was Reciprocity or whatever their team name was, in losers finals. Bro, this guy had 3 kills, and then he got a flamethrower, and then he got a flamethrower 2-piece, and he ended the game 5-22, and they won the match. So from a competitive standpoint, yeah, that's fucking cheese. I got hoed. What the fuck? If this guy's dog shit, he should have just never even got his specialist, because they changed it later throughout the year. At the same time, like, it was entertaining. Like, it was cool. This motherfucker's running through grandmas on Gridlock with a flamethrower slam. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It was the same shit with us. It was the same shit with us. You probably remember watching it, Rab. The COD League qualifiers, Black Ops 4. We were playing G2.
Yeah.
Chino in that.
Yeah.
Rated was 0 and 9. In a 5-5, he was 0 and 9.
He's 0 and 9 got annihilated.
0 and 9 got his annihilator and got like 3 kills or something, and we won the rest.
I actually do remember that shit. But yeah, then as you say, they changed it so it wouldn't go up by just time, right? Then they made it had to just be
it's
points.
It's easy, but like, fuck it, bro. Like, bro, imagine being like, 0 and 9, like the whole team. Like, we're looking at Reese, like, damn, son, like, we're not about to make the league because you can't get a goddamn kill. And then he's like, he pulls out the annihilator, and he's like, he's the cult hero, he's the reason we made the league,
Yeah, I just feel like it brings more entertainment. It also, I mean, you can argue like if it's competitive or not, because like I feel like teams like, let's say 100T or LAT, for example, they're just so much better than like everybody right now. Why the fuck would they want people to go invisible versus them and have psychosis versus them and grapple above their heads and shit? So of course it's probably like, from that point of view, it's like, bro, you guys can't fuck with us gunny to gunny, no cheese involved, right? But then at the same time, if the cheese was involved, we will probably have a better time watching LAT versus Boston or fucking, you know what I'm saying, Vegas Falcons, because Vegas Falcons might be able to abuse the cheese this one day and at least make it. Damn, they done blew up LAT with a war machine for the win. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they just got like another strat, like it adds so much more depth to what they can bring to the table.
Then just straight gunny. Oh fuck, we just can't shoot it straight.
It's like Killer's team, right? Dream team. It was Killer, Sender, Chino, and Diabolic. Remember this team? Yep. And like they made they came in that team. I'm sure you did. But like they came they came second. They made grand finals at the stage 2 playoffs in best. They beat like LG, they beat someone else in like best of 7s. And Killer, like, they had their own way of approaching it. The banner protect set up, Killer would always be bringing out the Man of War. He'd be banning the M8. Like, okay, banner protect's kind of another conversation, because I kind of want to see some variation of that coming back. But, look, they brought something new and interesting to the table. They created an interesting storyline there, kind of out of nothing. I don't know.
Like, imagine Sloss playing Hydra in VO3. Sloss is making Hydra use a Weevil. 100%. 100%. Sauce gonna be like, bro, this motherfucker, bro, I can't kill this guy with a VMP. We're
VP
banning
ban,
that
Vesper ban,
And we're
Cuda
banning
ban,
the Cuda.
Pharaoh ban.
Too, bro. We're going Weevil to Weevil, bro. I'm not playing this guy with a VMP. Like,
I mean, that was the fun of it too. I used to ban the. I never used stock on my AR. So
Interesting.
I banned stock versus the Americans, and
They
then
were
what was it?
fuming on there. I
Elevate,
bet they were fuming.
bro. Elevate this one time. I banned stock, and I think I banned stock and the M8 because I was so good with the XR2. I was a fucking demon with the XR2,
yeah.
bro. And what they done was they just cancelled the GAs, protected high cal and rapid fire, and then just used high cal and rapid fire versus.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
no.
I would be cheesy too. I ain't gonna lie.
And then slacked wonders why I snaked him for 50k. Fuck you, Jerry. Fuck you.
There you go. It all comes back in the end.
We don't forget. We don't forget.
Those grudges never go away.
Yeah, never.
I think ban and protect is fundamentally a decent idea, but the point, I guess, is that like protecting, apart from situations like that, was pointless, right? Like no one ever protected anything, really. And it was also just an arms race. If you ever were going to... People just spent the first 6 of them just doing the GAs. Flash, stuns, high cal, rapid fire.
Yeah, like, I mean, the issue with it was there was GAs with the ban and protect. Like, it didn't make any sense. You know, like as I said there, like, we GA'd high cal rapid fire, but because the divas got their panties in a twist because I GA'd stock, like they decided to use it against us, you know, which I was like cool, whatever. Like it was definitely one of those tilting things, but one of the biggest things with the ban and protect was it was a skill to ban something faster than your opponent.
Yeah, I was thinking that. It's kind of cheese a skill gap, but it is a skill gap.
Listen, this is what Infuse did. If we needed something protecting or banning first, we gave our controller to Urban because he was the fastest at doing it.
Yeah, that's fucking comedy. Yeah, I never thought about that.
With the way we sat, I was always far right. Dave was next to me. I could ban stuff as quick as Dave, so I was cool. But Mark, give your controller to Dave. Dave's going to ban that really quickly. And there was there was also some cheese too, where depending on when you joined the lobby was depending on if you were first, second, or third, or fourth. So we found that out, and then we always made Dave join, so he was first in line as well. That's the only issue with ban and protect, because if you look at other games, they have like a countdown rather than someone showing it straight away. So I think like if it was to come back today was, let's say I wanted to ban the M8 and someone wanted protected the M8 at the same time. If they ban it and I protect it, then it just cancels each other out and it's in.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Checking them again. Just a quickly note, this screenshot is from the esports reveal, Black Ops 3, which they never did since then. But this is when...
Banning UAVs.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So this is when we were playing Hardpoint Combine, and obviously Treyarch wanted to understand what was going on. But the thing is, Treyarch's grand vision was that because of ban and protect, they never had to ban anything by default. They would UAVs or whatever you want, it's just in, and you ban and protect what you like. Soon after they realized that ain't gonna work, we've got to have some standard bans because like otherwise people are going to use UAVs and VSATs and all this shit. Like that's got to go. I think the way that I would do it is just fuck protect. I think it's pointless. Like get that out of here. I would just have more default bans, and each team gets to ban like one thing or maybe 2 things. I don't know. Each team gets to choose one thing they get rid of, and ideally you need specialists as well. But I think banning the weapons was cool. It works if the game is balanced. Black Ops 3 was perfect for it because if you ban the M8, you have the XR2. You ban the XR2, you have the Man of War. Ban the Man of War, you can run the HVK. You ban that, you can even, Octane would use the ICR, which was shit, but he still used it somehow. The only one that people never used was the KN44. But all of the ARs were viable. Like every single one of them was viable.
Every gun was viable. That was the best thing about it, because everyone was on an even playing field. If one gun got banned, then you had to use the other one, and that was like the only gun you could use. that's why my team decided to practice with a lot of like other guns too, just in case, you know, if we want to be weird, like we'll be weird. My team wasn't the best talent wise. Like we had talent, but it weren't the best talent wise. What we were good at was fucking up the game so people felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you know, that's when I become really good with the XR2. And most of the time I was using the XR2 over the M8 because if you hit a perfect 3-bullet burst with the XR2, it would one burst and you could do it across the map too.
You could also hold it down and it would like, I don't know if you really did that, but like, or maybe if you just fired it like that, but you know, if you held it down, it would actually cycle the bursts, which no other gun did.
I would say this, Black Ops 3 was the best game for every gun being viable. That's what I will say. Obviously, there was more meta guns, like obviously the VMP and the M8 were like the two main ones. But Man of War, people were running around with that against the M8. People were using, you know, the CUDA, for example. The CUDA was, you know, sometimes better than the VMP in some situations, and people would use that. That's why this game was so good, even with Ban and Protect. That's why, like, I've always said World War II is my favorite comp game just because of how basic it was and how fun it was. Like, you know, that was my favorite comp game. But Black Ops 3, second best by a country mile. It had everything it needed. I feel like if Black Ops 3 came out today, oh my God, we'd be eating. We would be eating.
I'd actually be playing this shit again.
Yeah.
Do you think some things for Ban and Protect? Go on, Trey. No, I'll go.
No, no, you're good. I was gonna say something dumb. You're good.
I was just gonna say, do you think for Ban and Protect there should be some things that are like off limits? Because I know you're saying, obviously the stock ban will piss people off, but stock is like whatever. The thing that used to piss me off is that Ake's team would ban Afterburner because like they couldn't compete when it comes to movement, so they would just ban that, and then they would like, because I thought that was a bit. I'd be pissed off with that. I do get it. But also, banning like Afterburner or like Blast Suppressor or some shit.
I think Blast Suppressor ban was
Blast
cheese.
Suppressor ban was cheese for sure.
That shit was super cheese.
No, you want to know the cheesiest ban? And I saw this by I think it was Hyper Games. Trophy Systems Flak Jacket.
Shit.
Oh my god, mate.
And they would run frag grenades, and you could not sit in the hill. You just could not sit in the hill. It was the worst game of Hardpoint you've ever played in your life.
I actually love that. That's great, yeah. God, imagine spawning in against them, giving Urban your controller to protect trophies. I mean, that's skill gap.
But
if they know you're going to do it, then
saying.
they can get a free ban.
This was my thing, though. Like, yeah, like, you know, it was cheesy when you look at it like that, but that's another layer of the game that, like, would be fun to watch. Like,
yeah.
You've watched FaZe and Optic have like a good old brawl, and then you go watch like FaZe Optic, like two of the best teams in the game, or whatever you want to say like that. And then you got FaZe versus like Killer's team, for example, and Killer ain't beating Optic. He ain't killing Formal. Guess what he is doing though? He could ban some trophy systems and flat jacket and just fucking hawk some double nades over. That's another level of the game that like people don't understand. That's when you had to like. This game was so good if you were versatile. That's like when people aren't. That's like when people aren't good from when they change from a Treyarch game to a Infinity Ward game. This game made you versatile because you didn't know whether you were spawning in next series with an XR2, an M8, a HVK. You didn't know shit. You just knew that you were spawning in. That's why it was so good. And that, like, you know, that's why the best players were the best players in this game. It wasn't just straight up raw gun skill. It had the specialist level of talent. It had the ban and protect level of talent. Like you said, the Afterburner shit, yeah, it was cheesy, but guess what? Shotty plays this game. You can't kill Shotty because he's flying about too much. How are you going to stop it? Stop flying around, buddy. You're getting that banned, and you're going to be on the ground more. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah, and then you got to adapt to that, you know. It is what it is. And it made all the series really entertaining. Because I couldn't imagine, even when I was like that age and I was really getting into COD and was watching all the matches, I was still, nowadays, if I'm coming home from school and there's like Boston versus LAG, even back then, I ain't watching that. Whereas back, like, I'd be watching it because I'd be like, damn, what are they going to ban this series? And we got, damn, this guy picked the Purifier. Like, you know, let's see how that goes when we get to the third hill or whatever.
And there was, let's not make it out like, you know, the series would be more entertaining, but, you know, the best teams were still the best teams. They weren't losing a series. They weren't losing a series to like like me, I'm not losing a series to fucking Dream Team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The only
it ain't
way you'd
happening.
lose is if they got pissed off and they got in their own head because someone did something. That's how it would be. Like they'd get
Yeah.
cheesed in ban and protect and they'd lose their heads. But if they actually locked
The
in,
only-
they'd still usually win probably.
The only time you ever like lost a series was if you lost 2 S&Ds to a team. That was like if you
Yeah.
were a better team than them, the only time you really lost is if you lost 2 S&Ds. But like I would watch a Falcons versus an LAG if they played Black Ops 3.
I will watch it too. Yeah. And
Like Xnid running around with fucking overdrive, yeah, sign me the fuck up. Like
Yeah.
if this game released when the CDL released, I promise
Oh
you,
my
we would
God.
be in we'd be in stadiums right now.
Yeah, honestly though,
We'd be in
the biggest regret of BO3 is that it didn't have like the competitive circuit to justify how good the game was because it was the first
we would
year
be
with
in the
CWL.
Bernabeu right now, Rab. We'd be at the Camp Nou. We'd be at Anfield.
Rip. But unfortunately, it didn't work out like that. But they've got a chance to redeem themselves. They've got, like, I don't know. That was obviously a big tangent from Active Camo being spotted, but I think a good and valuable tangent because I think it says a lot about the current state of the game. So, yeah, there is that. That's BO7 for now. I got the attached to it, actually.
Before we finish, I'm seeing a lot of people say this is like... I saw a Haggy tweet saying this is their last chance to redeem themselves because of how bad this game's been.
Right, people have been saying that for years. So.
Yeah, we just keep giving them chance after chance. The biggest issue is they can release all these games all they want, but if they don't sort out the hacking situation, these games are all gonna be fucking ass. Like that's pretty much bottom line. And yeah, we can all switch over to console, but why am I spending 3-4 grand on a PC if fucking Jim from fucking Timbuktu can just fucking play on his 1080 and just hack against me? That's the reason these games also suck. That's the reason, you know, the player base is so low because no one wants to sit there and get hacked on 24/7. So they got to sort that out too. Yeah, we can we can release all these games, but yeah, it's just gonna get ruined quick. I don't want to sit there and play console. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think, you guys are wrong necessarily. Is the game ever going to be what it once was? No, but could they take some inspiration from some of the older games? Sure, we'll see what happens. We don't really know what it's going to look like in terms of double jumping and wall running and that type of stuff yet. But again, as I say, as we've discussed, I don't think that's the biggest deal here, right? Like, it's just got to be, yeah, you can add that stuff, great, but it's got to work with the maps, and then the game has got to be fundamentally, like, entertaining competitively. Maybe they're going to take... Obviously, Splitgate's doing numbers at the moment, but don't know if that's necessarily going to last.
Splitgate, so they so.
Bro, someone just
us on the
tweeted.
Breaker Point team. Give us
Yeah.
a Breaker Point contract. We'll play it for 300 hours. Come on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll be there.
Someone tweeted, "Hey yo, at Marky B, you're not going to stop Trey from putting this blasphemy on your name on Breaking Point." GG.
There it is, Infuse Marky B. Run it back. Marky B was getting cooked. All right, what else has happened in the last couple of weeks? I wanted to go through this as well. So Gunless says this: man, pro players have zero fucking IQ. Yeah, I eat some pasta before game day, nothing heavy. Like, sir, that's literally one of the heaviest things you can eat. So this came out because there was a video that the league came out with and the players were getting asked, right, what are they slamming before game day? Ghosty then clarified and said that actually he's having the pasta the night before, he ain't eating it on the game day. But, you had players giving all their takes on this. I mean, look, Don, what's your go-to? You got a match coming up at 3 Eastern. You're waking up at 10:30. What's the schedule for the day? What does it look like?
Bro. It depends.
Depends on you're playing. Are you playing Dream Team?
No, nah. It just depends on. I feel like from player to player, it depends on how old you are. So like when I was younger, the go-to ideal way is to not eat. Don't eat and then play your match. As you get a little bit older, that shit becomes fucking impossible, bro. At least for me. But then I'll go with like a maybe a bagel cream cheese, or like with a granola bar and like a caffeine drink or something, like 400, 500 calories max. Like I'll get a little bit of carbs just because I feel like carbs give you energy. Just like I eat oatmeal before the gym. You know what I'm saying? You need a little something. But yeah, just like 400 or 500 calories. But ideally, if you can, like I feel like if you're like a smaller person or like a younger person, try not to eat because like I just feel like if you eat like a bowl, like a Chinese shrimp and broccoli before you play, you might throw up the bullshit. Like one of my worst series, one of my first time I ever got shit on, like it was like I kind of had like a Mercules run. Like I joined the league and I just had a 1.3 and I was just going crazy, right? First match I ever got shit on. It was at X Games. I don't know what year it was, 2015, I guess. X Games in AW. And fucking I was 300 something pounds. I walked outside, got 2 chicken pot pies because I'm 300. It's time for me to eat at the time where I was trying to get the food. So I go eat the food, thinking like everything cool, blah, blah, blah. I'm finna go play Optic, which is they won the event. They was the best team at the time. 0.4. 0.4. And my team knew it. My team, they knew, like, bro, this fat motherfucker literally went outside. He was sweating. I came back drenched, too. I'm drenched eating chicken pot pie. Mind you, I only walked like a minute and a half. Like, I didn't walk that far for them shits. They look at me like this fat motherfucker. And then they weren't even mad at me. They're just like, bro, this guy's just fucking humongous, bro. Like, we'll be fine tomorrow. And then we were. But, like, it definitely, the shit that you eat, I think it matters, bro. I think it matters. You gotta have like a good little.
I mean, people talk about like with the not eating thing. They talk about what do they call it? Like hunter's focus or something, right? Like imagine you're a caveman, you ain't eaten in like 3 days. Locked. Like you're locked in.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Trey Morris's breakfast on game day: 60 mgs and a white chocolate mocha.
I love that. That's a good one. Hey,
keep it simple, dog. Keep it simple.
I'm gonna give it 60 mgs, a white chocolate mocha, and then when you're progressing through the day, when your jaw's swinging off, then you're chewing 5 gum and a Pepsi Max.
Yo, Fort Worth was my most teed event ever. I literally woke up 40 to the dome in the shower water. I walked to the venue 5 hours early. I'm looking for wallbang spots because I know Nikki D's Rampart cheesing me. I'm sending pictures. I got Hook in the group chat. I'm 15, 20 for every match, man. No food, man.
You're going crazy, man.
Listen, I was just keeping it real. I remember Anaheim. I remember
that was
Anaheim.
my most event of all time.
Oh, my Anaheim. I woke up. I was like, shit, bro. Like, I need some food. I get to Starbucks. I'm like, fuck that. Pop 2, straight to the white chocolate mocha, straight to the event. Man's warming up. You didn't see. I was locked the whole day.
We're gonna be so live, bro. That's a different type of vibe.
We got Haggie's expert opinion. Eat big, play big.
I mean, listen, the pit.
Yeah, because you eat big the night before, then you wake up, get active, pot that motherfucker, and then you don't eat. Boom, you already ate for the next day. That's the whole point.
You see, this was. I didn't really agree with his tweet because, like, listen, there's like you can eat like you can eat like a pasta salad or like a little pesto salad or something like that. It's not like you're rocking up to the event straight off a fucking cheesecake chicken parm. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Ghosty wants to eat a little bit of pasta before he plays, like, he ain't gonna be slumped. Carbs are still energy. That one's just like, pasta definitely does get you some. It all depends on how much you eat though. Like, he's not eating 4 Big Macs and a fucking 32-ounce Coke, and he's gonna be slumped all day. Like, that. I don't know. Pierce be tweaking. Like, his tweets just be tweaking. Like, he saw Dan Ghosty in that COD League video, and he said, "No, I'm fucking mad. Like, what do you mean?"
Yeah. He actually tweeted this shit with venom, man.
Like, what do you mean you're eating pasta and getting
right?
This guy don't know nutrition. Like, this shit gonna be making you angry.
Yeah, something is wrong with that guy though. It's actually hilarious.
It's like when he got angry one time at Beans shouting at someone when he was like, he weren't even in the league.
Yeah.
Or he might have been in the league, and he was watching Ben Beans' match, and he was like, oh, Ben Beans keeps screaming he's dead, like, call out properly, like motherfucker, you're
He
not
was
even in the
actually mad as
series.
fuck about this
He was
shit.
so mad.
I got it.
He
I
was
found the
so
tweet.
mad.
I found the tweet. Here we go. Did Beans just scream from shooting two people that weren't even looking at him? Question mark. And then this is when they beefed, right? Yeah, here's the beef.
Yeah, that they be.
That's what I'm. You're
Bro,
not even in the
people-
game. Why are
Right.
you so
What's
mad?
surprising about this is
Pierce
that
won the
people
beef,
were.
though.
Yeah, no, Pierce won the beef, but like
Pierce
everyone
won the
was
beef. He
everyone
won the
was
beef.
cooking Beans for this. I thought it was like I don't know.
But-
Beans didn't even start
the-
this shit, and he was getting
I
cooked.
spoke about this though. Listen,
Here we go.
even when I was like on side stations and stuff like that, I would shoot someone in the back and go, "Oh my god, he's been turned on!" Because then he sat there, he's like,
What the fuck?
"Well, I didn't get." And then his teammate's like, "Oh shit, my teammate's been pissed on," and he's like, "No, I didn't even get turned on for real,
All of a
And
sudden
then,
we
like,
broke in
that's
the
what
hill.
you-
Us four dead. Like, yeah.
bro." What does he want it? Like, if you shoot two people in the back, that's a two-piece. You've probably broke the hill. That's a hype moment to get your boys gassed. Of course, you're gonna scream that. Yo, Pierce just be getting angry, man.
He said, brother, you just placed 12 last event. Holy shit, the difference between people that want it and need it is insane. He was good at his shit though.
Nah, I mean,
Nah, he was, but like, what?
Gunless
I
goes
get
crazy
angry.
on Twitter, mate.
I ain't gonna lie, Pierce is one of the weirdest COD players of all time, like to judge because like I genuinely think World War II Pierce, like his peak in that game is higher than like everybody's. Like almost everybody's besides probably like Simp and fucking IW Formula or some shit. Like that guy was gross.
Yeah,
Like,
because he
him
did
just
it with
arguing
both
with-
guns as well. That was the crazy shit.
Yeah. Him arguing with Beans is just comedy. It's just funny to me. I don't know why. It's just such a
Yeah,
random like.
Bro, it's like he has,
Just a
it's
random
like he has
beef.
triggers, you know? It's like he has triggers, like pasta, like fuck, man. He's like two people
Wait,
shot in the back, screaming dead. Like I'm not fucking.
Wait.
dude.
That, maybe he got a little bit of the A word in him. Because I be watching the Love on the Spectrum, and there's this one dude on there with like the long hair, and he hates like if someone has a dog, he's like, "Oh, you have a pet?" He don't care if that girl is the baddest bitch in the world to him. If she has a dog, it's Chuck. Oh, you have a dog? Oh my god, no, I can't do it. Sorry, we're better off as friends. Like that's literally how it is. Pierce is like, "Oh, you fucking eat pasta before game day? I can't fuck with that. No." That's how you explain it to me. Like, that's no positive about shit. Like you got, you know what I'm saying?
Tell me you can beat the show, chat. Tell me there's a better show than
It's a
this.
little special.
Oh my god.
Motherfuckers like
Ah.
you calling out, you're yelling while you shot two people in the back. You can't
I
fuck with
can't fuck with that shit.
Absolute scenes.
Oh my god, bro.
That was fucking good. That was good. Okay, yeah, we got a biochemist now in the chat. Biochemist says best foods are rapid energy, simple carbs. So there we go. We bring you it all on this show. We've got the top to bottom.
Wait, is pasta good, biochemist?
The lesser
Because
amount.
if he is, we might have to quote tweet Pierce for that. He might get even angrier.
Yeah, we don't unleash the beast. Or one of them.
Nah, we can't unleash the bees. Don't unleash the Pierce bees, bro. I'm not trying to have no
You
beef
see-
with that guy, bro.
He sees chicken palm on Zinni's plate. He just flips out, flips the plate like before game day. What do you mean?
Drew says white pasta, yeah. Is it good or bad?
Oh,
What? We
Pierce
cooked?
Yeah, no,
Pierce
he's
is-
saying white pasta good. Pierce is cooked.
He's cooked. It's all
He's gonna pull
over.
up on Drew. He's about to pull up on Drew, bro. I promise you.
Well, we covered that one pretty good. All right. Just actually, that's probably a little tier list thing, to be fair. I do want to quickly shout out the boys who put these together. I thought these are pretty fire. Little gyms you can put together on the website. Little gym gems or whatever you might have called them. We got the Phase one. We got the Toronto one. So if you guys are logging on to breakingpoint.gg, you can lineman design these. People were looking at these saying that
That's hard.
yeah, there were comments being like, damn, like, Breaking Point using AI for everything. I'm like, nah, Lion is just good. You wouldn't
AI?
get that. Yeah.
Fuck, I need linemen to make me some shit. This shit hard.
Yeah, these are hard, huh?
This shit is actually fire to me. Like the top part.
Bro, if you need lineman to hit, bro, lineman can whip up anything. This guy's a genius.
Man, I'm gonna have to. Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, so we got them now. BP Pro members got 3 total flares. All other users capture 1 flare. So, so I need to get that BP Pro membership, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we're going into the World Championship. Before we get to the tier list I want to run, Draz, here he is, a couple of days ago. So actually a couple of things on Draz. We got this EWC documentary. Don't know if you guys have seen it yet. But it was the first episode came out last night. I don't know if Zuma and Scump were doing like a watch party of it. I think that's what I will say on that topic is that this documentary about EWC has kind of been put on by EWC and is getting product placement from EWC. So let's just say, it doesn't cast the most critical eye on the event or, some of the all right, Trey, when you're watching the Warzone stuff, the noise I'm hearing from the crowd is like, whoa, I'm at IM Katowice. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they're putting up in the background of this shit. And then I'm looking at the crowd and I'm like,
you're in Champions League final when they're at Sunday League. Like
exactly, yeah. So like you gotta take that a little bit. But
I mean, because when I was
pretty well done.
Wait, Rab, when we were there, it was fucking crazy.
It was insane. It was great. I mean, they do a great job painting that.
Crowd was mental.
Oh yeah, the crowd was honestly, the crowd was out of control.
You should go to EWC. You should go to Riyadh if you guys want the best event and the best crowd and the best EWC.
Yeah, because it's a Super Bowl crossed with the Olympics, crossed with the World Cup. That's what they were saying in the documentary. So like, it's got to be good, right?
That's what I'm saying, you know, and listen, EWC, they got motion. Like, that shit's on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like, they got motion. Now, that's why you should go to EWC. It's got the best events. Like, because Amazon are involved now as well, And how else are you going to get on Amazon Prime?
Absolutely.
Go to EWC. Go to Saudi Arabia. Go to Riyadh. Stay at Fairmont. Residencies.
You know what? I was watching the docu. I was looking at where Hisoka was staying. So Hisoka, like, he's part of the Falcons. He's getting put up by the boys to play at a big tournament. Like, he's their boy. I was looking at his apartment. I'm like, it's nice. It's a nice apartment. But, like, it ain't.
They put it nicer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they ain't quite the residences. But yeah, so it was actually pretty fire. Like the first episode pretty much just followed the Warzone comp. There was a little like feature from Draz, like in the intro basically. But I think there'll be another episode that's more where we see a bit more of Draz and his story and stuff. But Soka's story was cool.
Isn't there 6 stories of players?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% sure how it goes because Draz isn't like on the promotional image. There's just 5 players and Draz ain't one of them. Hisoka's one. I thought maybe they would do like half of the episode on Hisoka and then half on someone else because it was a COD episode, right? So I thought maybe they'd do that. They did a pretty good job of like painting the picture for why it's interesting or like how the game works and stuff like this. Because, okay, you can roast casuals, but like I would need that for League of Legends. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I would need a little bit.
Listen, if Draz has his own episode, it's a good person to do it on, Like, it ain't like the most popular player like Shotzi, but like it's a controversial player in terms of like, he pulls up to the stage. He's one of the great, in my mind, he's one of the greatest players that's been in the CDL. The fans, you either love him or you hate him. And, he's a good role model in that aspect too. He's a dad and he's doing all this shit. He's still, he's still frying. He's still winning events and stuff like that. So, it's probably one of the best players it could be done on, in my opinion. So, if Draz does have his own episode or Draz keeps getting, featured more in it, shout out to Draz. Even though he don't like us, but that's cool.
No, but he would be a good representative of the scene in a sense, I think, because he's got a cool story, good backgrounds, grinds hard, puts in the work, knows what it takes to win.
He's still grinding S&D 8s and stuff like that. Like, I just saw you have that picture on the stream of...
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about, really. It's like, He's in the chat with Zinni and Accuracy and Slasher and others, but it's pretty funny that Zinni's in here, in my opinion. We got Real, we got Neptune.
Insight in the tweet too.
I'm in that chat still.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm gonna start posting 8s.
That right.
If you go to Insight's Twitter as well, Rabbit's on there as well.
Wow. Okay.
He has another one on there. I'm pretty sure.
Let me bring this up.
I just posted 8s in the chat.
Someone's gonna go, aren't you doing a show, Don? I'm pretty sure Insight has one on there, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, here we go. This from Jada C's
like
actually, but he replied to it. Yeah, no grinders. Insight.
That's a different money
Charles.
show, which is it.
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying. It's very sad, and
who we got on here? Let's have a look at the pictures.
We got Pred.
That's AG. That's Ghosty. Shotzi.
He just laughed at my post. I put 8s and he put the smiley face reaction.
No, that's on
but
this
this is what's sad. All right, we're coming up to champs, most important event of the year. EWC still around the corner, and not only are the active players that are still playing champs not playing 8s or trying to play 8s, the people that are trying to play for EWC 2, they ain't playing either. Motherfuckers be on holiday. I'm all cool for a vacay, but you can vacay after EWC 2, no?
Yeah, us is I'm in the Bahamas. You know what?
I think there's gonna be a roster period though. That's the problem. I feel like I agree with what you're saying, but I feel like why would Rocker, just for example, or who's another team that's not making it?
Like Cloud9 or something.
Falcons. Why would Falcons scrim right now when they're probably gonna try to get somebody that played at champs?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen on that this year, because last year nothing changed. The teams that went to champs, they took the same rosters.
Bro, Falcons is changing.
Yeah, exactly, and they ain't going to stop.
Yeah, but we don't know when the grace period is though.
Yeah,
we don't because realistically, no one can make a change.
I don't know.
Well, Shotzi says that they are doing, Shotzi said the other day on the podcast, some shit's going down, but it ain't going to happen quite yet.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what we assume too, but just based on what we, seen or read, that's my thing. A lot of people, Falcons, for example, like you said, they ain't trying to put up to EWC
and get smoked. You know what I'm saying?
They got, yeah.
That's
Falcons are trying to get top 4.
Because maybe because last year some teams made changes. I think before champs that weren't going. I think Ravens picked up Beans before they went to champs, but obviously they didn't even go to champs. But I think they made the change before. But this year, if I'm another team, I might be thinking, well, if Falcons are making a move probably after champs, because they're Falcons, they do what they want at the World Cup, then maybe we just wait it out as well and see what happens. I mean, that would be a spicy Rostermania if we get 1 week post-champs Rostermania and then EWC happens 2 weeks after that. Then some teams still get shit on there. They need to blow it up again. I'm down for that. So maybe that's kind of what's going on here. But at the end of the day, we used to talk about the final push tray. This is the World Championship a couple of weeks away. We finally know what game we're playing because they've determined that we're playing on the same patch that we did for the last couple of majors. There's a bit of drama about that, but it's because the Codcast is broken. They can't move to the new patch, so they're still playing on the old one. Thieves are happy about it. Other teams aren't so happy about it, of understandable reasons. But even then, it's well, all right, you know what game you're playing. Let's lock in.
It's so dumb. And, what do you mean we can't play on a new patch because Codcast is broken? You're a goddamn you're a $1 billion company, a AAA game. That shit should be fixed same day, same week. I think Codcast has been broken for the last 2 patches anyway.
That's the crazy shit is the league wants to play, I think, on the new season 4 patch, which makes sense, right? This is the current game. The Jackal is nerfed, the control spawn's changed. Dashi actually quite likes the new patch because the movement, he thinks it's better. They fixed some of the slide jumping weird issues they had in the season 3.5 patch. The fundamental issue is, if I'm the league, I want to be in a position where I can say, yeah, sure, we're going to use that patch, and I'll talk to my boys at Trek, and they'll get it fixed in 48 hours, and we'll be fine for champs. Don't worry about it, no stress. But instead, they are not confident at all that's going to happen. So instead, they're well, let's just run the old version, and no one's very happy about it, but no one's like deeply unhappy about it. So I guess could be worse. But it's just, again, like, what an absolute joke of an esport. Like with the Valorant Championship out there in Toronto, starting right now but finishing in the next couple of weekends, that tournament is run with the new patch, like brand new patch they've just dropped, and with one of the agents has been nerfed quite a lot. So, you know, Trek might be washed. Word to Black Ops 7.
I think it's just Activision are washed.
Yeah, maybe.
Because like even Warzone's still like broke. So
I played Warzone. That shit was terrible, bro.
You run into cheaters, or is it just ass full stop?
Bro, you run into everything these days. You run into everything these days, bro. Cheaters, knobheads, you know, it don't matter where you go. You know, it's what someone said, like we're in like a gaming drought or something like that. We are, because like even like the best games that have held their own for the last like COD, for example, like been the best FPS game of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you would think that would like keep them holding themselves to like, you know, higher standard and keep things like everything they push out is like gold, and it just ain't. It just isn't. You know, it's like you said, like you should look at old things you've done and take inspiration for other games. They just go, nah, fuck that. We're Call of Duty. People are gonna still buy our shit anyway. Because I wanna love Call of Duty, but it's so hard to, you know, it's so hard to love them.
Yeah, things change slowly, but you know where we are today. All right, before we get to the tier list, I wanted to run through just one final little thing that is kind of similar in some sense. We put together this COD Grid. These are doing the rounds in other games as well, and it considers mechanics and game sense and where it all aligns. So we had great game sense, great mechanics, Hydra in that category. Average mechanics, great game sense, Kenny got the nod there. Bad mechanics, great game sense, that one was accuracies. I think as it went on, it got a bit more controversial / the replies, it was kind of more difficult to choose. Because at the end of the day, there's no player in the league that has bad mechanics or bad game sense precisely.
Even this to Priester is crazy, though.
It's all a relevant game. Like a relative game. But yeah, this is what the fans effectively voted on. I'll say that it was the fans voted, and then we kind of just picked what one got the most replies of that name. So there was actually a lot of people that voted Shotzi for great mechanics, average game sense instead of Snoopy, but Snoopy got the nod technically, I think. Cammy, I think, is quite well placed, really. Although I will say that when you look at Cammy's POV, you think this guy's cracked out of his mind. Like, he has a great POV, but he just doesn't drop, you know.
Hey, Cammy's a shooter.
Yeah.
I don't agree with Priester on this list.
Bad mechanics.
Bad mechanics is insane.
Yeah, bad mechanics is crazy for Priester. I mean, he has been getting cooked, so it's like...
He has, but like, bro, this is like... But he still hasn't got bad mechanics. He just can't.
Nah, he doesn't. He doesn't have bad mechanics.
It's also tough. Like, is it all time? Is it like right now? Like, you know.
Well, so average
it's just
mechanics.
A bad system.
Listen, Zuma being in bad game sense is comical.
Yeah, I think like that's
motherfucker. This guy has his own saying called the Zuma pinch. That is like great game sense.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, sometimes
I would put Zuma maybe not in great mechanics for movement, but gunny. I'll put Zuma over like gunny wise over Snoop for sure. Unless I'm on fucking Black Tar. Am I tweaking?
No, I think that's probably fair.
No, wait, straight raw gunny like prime Zuma?
Straight like gunny, yeah. Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, all right, because y'all got quiet for a second. I'm like, am I tricky?
No, you're right. It's like this is more so
Zuma
people
gunny
voted
is
for who
not
they
average.
thought. Yeah, no.
Also
got
the motherfucking gunny.
Listen, Pred being over Zuma in game mechanics is.
I feel like they're probably around. HG got good game mechanics. He can shoot.
Yeah, but like I'm looking at like prime Zuma, like.
Yeah, Tom was nasty, bro. Tom used to drop 50 on optic.
I'm not saying like Tommy's better than Pred or anything like that. But I'm talking like I watched Tommy in like Black Ops 3, like AW, like he was gross.
Yeah, motherfucker was shooting.
I'm putting Tommy where Snoop is.
Yeah.
Listen,
I agree with that.
Tom wasn't the smartest COD player of all time. Like we all know this. Neither am I. Neither like we all have our moments. But he literally invented the zoomer flank. He has a show called The Flank because he made the flank what it is today. And then bad mechanics for Priester, like, yeah, I don't know about that one.
Lamar might be in the right spot. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, I think Lamar's in the best spot
we
possible.
agree on Lamar.
Lamar's in the greatest spot possible.
It's actually a typical spot though. Like to be in that spot is actually, I think Lamar incredibly typical career.
Wait, yo, Don, I know you've seen it sometimes or heard Lamar when he was complaining, like, bro, you'd watch him and then someone would like do something crazy on him that he can't do, and you would just have to accept it and go, shit, like fuck. Like when like if he's holding something and someone long slides on him and he's like, what? And you're like, yeah, man, like fuck, shit,
It's chalk, bro.
Spawn in.
I might have the video still. Let me see. I'm gonna actually check real quick. I had a video where we hopped on BO4. Damn, I deleted it, bro. He literally couldn't do like a jump, and it took him like 20 minutes. Like he actually just kept jumping up and down. He was like walking in the walls and shit. And I was just like, bro, like, bro, what's going on?
Wasn't that clip of him? He threw that nade or something. It was a Modern Warfare 3, I think.
Oh, that was Modern Warfare 3. Day. That was bad.
And he threw that grenade or something in the wall.
That was
if I can
horrendous.
find it real quick. I know that like
was
Standy fan account tweeted about it.
That was
whatever the
horrendous.
name of that damn account was.
That was really bad.
Yeah, that was a good one. I don't know.
Don't worry, Tommy. I've got you back on this one. You're one of the greats in my opinion.
What, you said Tom's watching it?
Nah. I'm just saying, like,
just in case, you know.
I'm going to assume
just
he
in
will
case.
watch it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, this will be clipped or someone will put on Reddit.
I feel,
you guys have actually done him really dirty here. I can't lie.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that came to be. I think our social boy just decided that's what we were going to rock it with. So
the fact that I think Hydra getting great mechanics and great game sense over Simp is like, you know, I thought Simp would have more vouchers on that one too. I'm not saying Hydra doesn't. Hydra does, but I think Simp has better game sense than Hydra.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. Like he's not. Yeah, there's probably.
And obviously the mechanics are Simp too. Like, you know, it's probably same.
Simp probably is like a better player for that.
Overall player, I think you look at Simp. Well, I mean, we've had this conversation.
LeBron. Simp is LeBron, bro.
Yeah.
Just complete. Just absolutely complete, bro.
All right. Well, you know it's time for.
Yeah, Hydra like, oh shit.
Let's have a look at the tier list. So I think we have all the players here. We have tier S to D, but I don't really care so much about that. It's more like, you know, we'll do a tier, but then, you know, we'll try and put them in order a little bit. We got some extra, we got some like leftover players who've been dropped in the last couple of months. Simeon found this up, which has all the players, but we had to add a couple in. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind throwing them straight in D, to be fair. Like, we could do that to get them out of the way, or we could start at the top, but all right, like, I'll throw the spares down in D to get them out of the way.
I wish it was more random, so we didn't have to go, like, phase, then optic.
I mean, I'll just start dragging this shit around, you know what I'm saying? I'll just
drag it around.
I'll just drag
Close
shit.
your eyes and shit, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I thought the same thing. All right, I'm just drag some shit. I mean, why don't you just pick a player to start with? Just give me a name.
Sib.
All right, Sib, here he is.
But it's hard to put them in order this way, though, bro. It is hard.
We can do it. It'll be entertaining. We can throw them in. Like, we can throw them in a tier. Yeah, we'll have to do some readjusting for sure.
Okay, perfect.
But like, we probably have to throw them in a tier. And also, I guess we got to decide like how we how are we rating them? Because we're not rating them all time. We've got to be rating them like as a player right now.
On Black
right?
Ops 6 only. Black Ops 6 only. We're gonna factor.
Wait, we're
This is how I
ranking
would do it.
right now.
Right now.
Oh,
Actually, no. Black
shit.
Ops 6. No, Black Ops 6 regular season.
Okay.
Black
yeah.
Ops 6. Black Ops 6 regular season. This is how I would do it. I would probably factor in like 75% individual or like 60-40. Team success matters, but I feel like it should matter less than how they played. You know what I'm saying? Like Sid,
I
for
like
example.
it. I mean, look, we're at the end of the regular
I don't
season.
think Sib.
We
Yeah.
rank their
I
season
think-
performance.
I think Sib's B.
I think Sib's B as well.
I threw him in B2. I think that's probably
Okay.
justified.
Team performance wise, not so great. He picked
Awful
up
team performance.
He was frying at one point when they had attached. As soon as they picked up 2 new players, he kind of just drifted off. And the team performance, they didn't make champs. We're talking about respectfully a champion and who we class Sib as like a top 5 shooter in the league. Hasn't been it this year. B tier for me.
Yeah, he had his
I put
moments
Sib-
really in stage 2. If I look at Sib's overall, I mean, Sib's sitting at a .98 for the season, which is kind of crazy, but
Oh shit.
like, because in terms of what he was expected to do, he weren't really there. But I think whenever they won, it was him or, I mean, it was him or Kremp, right?
Cramp. Yep.
Like, and the thing about Kremp, I guess, is like, well, I think Kremp was definitely better than Sib this year, but maybe not good enough to be in like another tier. But we'll get to Kremp in due course. I got Real next up. He's appeared.
B.
So like, let's just
I
think
think
about this
B.
in the sense that like, let's say we're gonna put 10 in each. Like, there's 50 players roughly, right? So the thought is, if he's a top 10 player, we're gonna probably end up with him in the top tier. If he's a top 20 player, then he's going to be... It depends how we want to do it. We could have more than one in each tier. I don't really mind that.
I feel like top 20 area should be like B. I mean,
Okay,
maybe
we're gonna
I'm
have a lot of
tweaking,
we're gonna have a lot of shit.
we can't because we can't have a lot in S. Like I feel like S.
No, I agree. I wanna make
should
S
be like
super
5
limited.
max.
Yeah,
I mean,
S
also
should be
re-
5 max.
I agree.
Also, respectfully, there's 16 players that didn't make champs as well.
yeah, you're right.
I feel like S should be 5 people or 4 people max. Like Simp, Hydra.
Damn, maybe Sib has to be
Cell,
worse,
Scrappy.
doesn't he? No, okay. I think this is fair because I think Rancor B is probably fair. I'll put him ahead of Sib because I think he's.
You mean Real?
Yeah, Real. I think Rancor's got to be A for sure.
Dude, stop spoiling it.
All right, whatever. Dylan Rex.
Dylan Rex
D.
D. I give him a D. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
he went in very long to
Yeah.
be fair, so it's tough to say.
Yeah.
All right, we got 04. Kind of tough to rank him just because Serge did pretty well, but he has been kind of ass. So
I'm
I
going
would put
B.
04 top of C or low B.
Yeah, I think that's fair. What do you think, Trey? Trying to find his numbers.
I think
real quick.
respectfully,
Honestly, his numbers ain't
two
even bad, you know.
I think respectfully, 2 finals, even though they both got 04
Yeah.
in the finals.
Yeah.
I think team performance, I think you got to look at like his numbers ain't crazy good, but I think he's holding his own in a team that wasn't expected to do as well. Getting 2 finals, yeah, they just got top 12 or whatever, but I think you got to show some respect. And 04 hasn't necessarily been fucking awful.
Yeah.
I think he's in B.
Yeah, he's a B.
Yeah, I think that's right.
You- Okay, hold on. Let's decide this now, just for entertainment value. Would you take Sib or 04 for this year?
Wow, that's a good
04.
question.
Because 04.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I agree with that, you know.
Okay. All right. I would personally
I think
take Sib.
listen, I think Sib's a better player than 04. I think 04 has just been better than Sib this year, maybe in a harder role. And I think the only reason I have Sib this low is because when he had a worse team, let's just say, he was doing better. And then when they picked up Cap and Spa, that's when
That's a good
you expected Sib to really turn up and then like make a champs push, and they just didn't. Yeah, he actually started playing way worse. So
Yeah, he
that's
started
why
playing
I put him.
worse.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah, I feel like Sib
I'd
still
put-
deserves B. Like,
I'm putting
out of respect.
04 under Real. I'm taking Real over 04, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I might even do this for now, but we'll see. Okay, next up we got Joe Deceives. I think I'm slotting him into A tier this season. I think he's been Damn good.
He's been amazing. I don't think he's a superstar based on like team performances too. Obviously, they've not made a finals or anything crazy. Granted, if he made a finals, I think he could. He's definitely one to look at where he could join like an even better team next year. Like he has superstar potential in my opinion.
Yeah, it's his third year in the league. Like he's been pretty damn good every step of the way. Starting on LAG.
I looked at my phone for a second. We talking about Joe?
Yeah, we're talking about Joe.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really see any other way like you can cut the cookie than this. Really, like because he's been the best player on Toronto, and he's been nearly at the level at times of the top players. He's been a bit inconsistent, but he's not quite been superstar level.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking about like now that we're doing a tier list, I'm really thinking about how to rank the players. Joe's in my top 10 players in the world for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly where he falls right now. Probably like 7. Like I would take Simp, Hydra, a couple people over him.
I think,
but definitely.
I think right now, I don't think he's a superstar, but I think he will be the best in A or like second best in A.
Yeah, he'll be.
To
yeah.
me, can you be a superstar unless you do it for multiple years? Or can you be a superstar
I mean, we're only talking about Black Ops 6.
Only this year? Okay.
Yeah.
So if he played, I mean, I feel like he was a superstar this year, but I still wouldn't put him in the top 5.
Yeah, he's not a top 5 player for me. I think superstar.
top
I think once we look at who we put in superstar, then we can determine and change around.
But okay.
But like he's a top 5 sub in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
For me. He's in my top 10 players in the world.
We've also got, like you said, we're adding team performance in 2. 2 top 3s and a top 6 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, third, 6. That's decent enough.
Yeah,
it's all got to come into account.
All right, we got Spart. That's your boy, though.
That's my boy. That's my boy. He's been ghosting me for the interview. Fuck, baby. I mean, Chris.
It's a pleasure.
I think if he played to his potential, he has B potential. But yeah, we got to put him in D.
He didn't play for very long either.
I will personally put him over Dylan Rex for sure. And
I think that's probably fair, actually.
I'll put him at the top of D or low C. I think he's above those people in D, personally. But
I mean, to be fair, all the guys that got dropped, I'm sending them to hell, unfortunately.
I think Vivid needs a bit more respect in the D tier, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Like he won most of their shit with Ravens. I'm not saying he's a superstar, but
that is true.
He knows how to win.
Or 4 or some shit.
He could. I don't know if he pushes bottom of C just because of how successful he was with Ravens at the start of the year. But we can decide that later.
Nah,
he probably is bottom of C. I think him and Spart might be bottom of C, but I would put him over Spart, honestly.
I think you like Spart a little bit too much. He's in D.
Yeah, Spart ain't going C tier, twin. Spart ain't going C tier.
No, Vivid,
Vivid, I could justify towards the end.
Bottom of C. He just won the Challengers event.
I could justify that maybe. I could justify.
I'm down. Listen, let's put Vivid in C. Let's show him some respect because he actually.
Yeah. No, you're right. He was good for our show as well, so no bias.
Yeah, he's great.
No bias. We got Tej.
Trey's gonna call me a Glazer again, bro.
He ain't A tier. He ain't A tier.
He's not A. Listen, he's not A. He is B. But he's not A, but this to me is Tej's best season since like fucking BO4.
Bro, he's been better than like 04 and SIP.
Wait, I thought it didn't have a better season.
He's been better than last year.
Tej was pretty good last year too.
He played pretty good. He played pretty good last year. But he played really good this year. His team is just.
Listen, I'm down to put Tej bottom of B.
Bottom of B.
Bottom?
Wait, do you not think?
Not like bottom of B like that. I'm saying like put him in B right now.
In B somewhere.
I mean, I feel like he's been better than Sib. 04, I think you can debate.
I know for sure. The thing is,
bro,
listen, we've got to talk about this properly though. All right, 60-40% performance team.
Yeah.
That team has been fucking horrible for months.
Yeah, you're right.
But TJ's been their best player even while they're horrible.
TJ dropped like
Exactly.
48 or
That's
some
what,
shit.
you know. That's why he's probably going above Sib, and that's about it.
I think that's why they're horrible. It's because TJ's their best player.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I also
That's why-
witnessed Teed go like 14 and 40 on a map as well. Like, yo, slow the fuck down, twin.
Shout out to Terry. I'm just fucking with you, bro. But I mean, he's their best player. He's the best player on this team, bro. And he made it to champs. Best player on the team, and you made it to champs. They were like the 4th seed all year. They're just
Nah, he deserves his respect for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Give
no,
my
for
boy
sure.
Terry a little beat here, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
yeah, he can get beat there for sure.
Yeah, we good. Chow wants us to hurry up, but we're going to take our time. Depending on how difficult it is. Some of these players, it will take 2 seconds just to rank them. I think Kleenex is an interesting one to me because he wasn't as good as Joe, but he was still pretty damn good.
Come on, twin. He's going A tier. We're
I
talking
think he's
Toby Kleenex here.
Yeah, I think I would for sure put him 80. I was just comparing him to Real in my head, and I'm like, how much better has he
He's
been
better
than
than
Real?
Real.
But
Oh, how much
I
better is he
think
than
so.
Real? Oh, he's way better than Real. Come
Okay,
on now.
well, there you go. It's nice and simple.
Bro,
I do think that
bro,
Kleenex is one of the more underrated players in the league. To be fair,
Bro, Toby and Joe, two of the like one of the best sub duos in the league this year, bro.
Yeah, third best sub duo in the league.
yeah, they were nice. The AI's kind of let him down a
Top
bit.
3 sub duo in the league for sure.
All right, Hydra. Let's move on.
Yeah, just
Yes,
whack him
yep,
up there, bro.
superstar.
Yeah.
We got Super. Okay, Super's interesting because he's not played for that long. But while he was in the league, and he was in the league for a little bit, his search was damn good. I guess the question is, like, look, at the end of the day,
He's going A tier.
he's got to go A tier, I think, because Miami have he played 2 tournaments with him, and he's top 4, top 3, or whatever. That is tippable.
Don't even say, you don't want to put him in B, do you, Don?
I do. But that's just me. That's just me, bro. That's just me.
Nah,
I
you
could
tweaking, twin.
I could see.
I
look,
want to put him.
Renkor's got to
right
be
next
A.
to Real. Rencor is A. I was been on Rencor.
Right,
I've
we're putting
been
him
against
Renkor in. Yeah, Renkor's
Renkor
A
is
for
A.
sure. He might
Right,
be
hear me
ahead of
out.
Kleenex.
Hear me
Rencor, I
out,
would
man.
put in between Joe and Toby.
Yeah, that's what I just
Hear
did.
me out. Start of the year. Miami. Weren't the greatest team, okay?
They got top 3 first event though.
They
Or,
did.
top 3.
They did, but hey, I called cheese on that, and I was right because they were fucking. They were fucking horrible after that. All right, they were fucking horrible after that. I called cheese. I'm right. Okay. Rencor joins. They get better, but they still ain't great. They ain't doing the shit. They ain't doing the
So
business.
they got Rencor first event. They have Rencor first event.
No, all right, hear me out. You're right. What I'm saying is, all right, they got better, but they weren't doing shit. They online, they weren't that great.
Okay.
Super joins the mix. Things go crazy.
Right.
He's like the best hardpoint KDs, dropping 17 kills, whatever like that. Best S&D KD, sorry.
S&D. Right.
Renko turned the team around with Super.
Right.
They're both going A tier.
No, but look, Rencor turned around the team first event. I know you want to say it's cheese, but Rencor got 3rd, 12th, and then like 4th and 3rd. Like Rencor.
Yeah, when
has
did Super
done
join?
recently? And they started doing good. Okay,
He
but
got
look.
4th and 3rd,
wait,
yeah, and then
wait,
Renko
wait,
gets the
Super
top
played-
12.
Wait, Super played 1 event, right? So far?
2.
Did he play the Major
Wait,
3
dude.
as well?
Yeah, he played
I think
Miami,
he
I'm pretty
played-
sure.
I think he
Was it
played
last
Major
second
3
then?
as well.
I'm pretty sure he played Major 3. I'm not.
Let me check real quick. I think he did. I mean, he definitely played some of the qualifiers. He played
Listen,
like
I
one of
ain't
those
gonna lie.
qualifiers.
To me,
Yeah,
this.
he played.
Okay. To
Yeah,
me,
he was there for sure.
I do think I like the first match Super played where he won the 1v1 round 11 versus, was it Xnit or something? Or
dealership,
1v2,
whatever.
what it was.
Yeah.
Super is a good player. I just feel like personally, once you're on a championship contender team, now you're going to get judged by how you play on Sunday. And I feel like he versus the top teams, he looked like what Envoy was describing. Envoy to me what he was describing was very accurate. He wasn't moving that much. He was just sitting there. And if the kills came to him, the kills came to him. Rencor, when they go to his point of view, he is literally doing it all for that team. Like
Yeah,
he
for
is
sure.
killing everybody. He is channeling. Like Super
For
is just
sure.
vibing out. And then even the stat with Rab is like, what the fuck? Super is not doing shit at S&D on land. Like online, he got a 2.0. On land, he's got 3 kills. Like
Yeah,
I
but you've
just feel
also got to
like
take that into account too.
what you mean?
Like online as well. Like, he's carried him online in most in
Okay,
certain
he has been
situations.
going crazy online. I'm just saying when it matters, when it mattered. All right. If you want to look at it that, I'm putting more time into like when we saw when it mattered when he played the top dogs, he ring core was much better than him. Like that's just how.
I'm putting a lot of team onto it too. Rencor top 3, top 12. Super joins top 4, top 3 alongside Rencor. I think it's another Toby Jodeci duo-ship where they have to be in the same thing.
I'm gonna leave Super there for now. I'm open to consideration. The next guy who's come up here is
we can let the chat vote.
yeah,
on
chat
that
can
one.
vote, but I think we'll leave it a little bit just because like
Oh yeah,
we're
for
gonna
sure.
we're gonna flood more
we'll
players
rep
in
it
it.
then.
It's gonna be tough. Metals, where does he go? Like, is he good enough? Like, C feels harsh, but
Nah, he's in C.
I mean,
All medals is guy. He's had a couple good series and good team success.
he is
That's
pretty
solid, bro,
anonymous,
but,
I
like,
will say.
I think
Yeah,
he's.
he's
I think
insane.
he's. I think he's good for the team, in terms of like he allows. He's like an enabler. He allows everyone else
Yeah.
to do what they need to do, and he fills in. I don't think he's crazy good. I don't mean that in any disrespect. In comparison to his teammates, I don't think he does anything as special as them. I just think he's a very good enabler for his team. And I'll put him like top of C, very like low B.
Yeah, I'm gonna go top of C. I'm agree with Don on this one. We got Beans. Beans has been underwhelming to me this year. I was hoping he'd be better than he is this season. He was good for a time, but like,
He also got worse at Mercury stuff.
That is true.
That's what really hurt. I feel like a lot. I feel like the first split he was shooting. I forgot who I was talking to about it, but yeah, first split or like season 1, he was shooting, bro. He was playing really good, at least B, like high B.
Mm-hmm.
But like after this whole season, like the Mercury shit, like I feel like you would have to put him. Like I'll put him above Metals, but like I wouldn't take Dante, or I wouldn't take him above Dante. I would take Sib over Beans. That's just how I feel.
I would probably go the other way, but I think he is probably in that mix.
I'm putting Beans above Sib.
Would you take Tej over Beans? 100%.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it like I'm putting a lot of team success into it too. But then you've also got to realize as well that they did get top 3 with Mercury's too. So like it's not like he was needed for
He's
one
an
top
impact.
3.
It makes him look worse with what happened. Like
I'm down for B. I feel like putting him in the same realm as Vivid and Metals is kind of a little bit disrespectful. But he has also, like, fallen off a little bit after the Mercury stuff.
Yeah, for the majority of the season he was all right, but yeah, go on.
One thing too is like with Beans, to me, the way people rate him is like people. I don't know how it is, at least in Europe, but like I feel like Americans have respect for him. Like they think he has potential. But like, if you're just not playing up to your potential, like I gotta rate you fairly. Like he really didn't play. Like he didn't play. Like he didn't. What I can't remember one series he took. I can't remember anything that he did. Like nothing. Yeah. So then that's why I'm like, realistically, I know he's had top 3 in team success, but he didn't. He was mid. He was mid this year for sure.
I mean, we could rate Insight at the same time because I feel like, we've done the 2 on Toronto. Insight was, I mean, let me have a look at some numbers real quick here.
I mean, listen, I was gassing up Insight. I think he's a great leader, but, bro, he's got to start doing something on the map. Like, he's very slow. Yeah,
I'm just looking
I love Insight. I do. But when you watch him play, it's just like what he's doing. Like he's a very Metals-esque player in that sense.
Yeah, Major 3,
And-
he got a bit cracked, but apart from that, he's been pretty underwhelming.
Major 3, he was moving. When he played with Mercules, he was moving, bro.
Yeah.
Mercules insight, I'll put in B. What non-Mercules insight, I'll put in C or D, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you might be right. I think if Metals
I'll
is
let
C,
you-
you'll
I'll-
probably
I'll
have to
let
put
you
Insight
guys-
down there too.
I'll let you guys put him wherever. I think he's a very good player for his team, but I also think like a lot of the times they lose, it's because he hasn't moved.
Yeah, I think C is fair.
You know what
That
I'm
might be
saying,
the worst
though, right?
roast ever. Like, what the fuck? We lost. You just ain't moving.
But like he always has the lowest kills, lowest deaths. Like I feel like every time you watch his POV, like he's always like he's just stood still. Like I think he's very good for the team. I just think if we're judging him straight off like talent this year, like I haven't seen anything crazy.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're trying to order the players and like, are they top 10? Are they top 20? Are they top 30? Are they top 40? Like, where do they sit in the league? They're still top 40 in the world. C tier ain't a roast. It's just, okay, you ain't top half of the league. It is what it is. Then Neptune
listen,
coming in.
sorry, just going
Go
on
on.
this.
Yeah.
He irons in a non-ironable game, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to get
Sure.
at. Like he's too slow for this game. It works in other games. This game is a little bit too slow, which I feel like can hold his team back a little bit.
All right. I throw Neptune into A.
Yep.
Yeah,
Where do you think he belongs in A?
probably where you've got him, low key. I'd probably probably where you've got him.
It's kind of tough. I feel like the gap I've built between Joe and Kalinx is a bit wide, maybe, but like I think this is probably fair. It's tough to call between these guys.
I actually like that. I like Nep in the middle. I like that.
I think so. Yeah.
It's gonna get hella
You
ugly
also
as
ha-
we get more players.
I think we've
in.
also got to like gas up, like the fact the Spanish are Europeans, and a lot of people like don't rate the Europeans like that, and they just like we've also got to give them some European tax because for a long time, like everyone used to roast the Spanish, me included, because listen, I know they
Spanish
can't
God,
beat me,
Spanish
but
God,
like it's
Spanish
all it's all good.
Yeah.
But I think we've got to give them some respect in that aspect.
All right, this is an interesting one. We got AG. We got Pret. He's had an interesting year for sure. I mean, look, if I'm judging him on this game alone, damn, we're going low. We're probably not going that low. But like this year, he was for sure a C tier player. Like, there's no way he was any better than C tier this year. My opinion. I'm putting him. Yeah.
He's not an optic anymore. We might get away with this one.
Yeah, all right. Let's bring some numbers up though. I mean, okay, he had decent numbers on Falcons, but
I'm
like, come
putting
on.
AG low B, bro.
Yeah, I mean, wow, his search this year was ass.
I think respectfully, he didn't play for a little bit. I think team results too weren't the greatest.
Yeah, it's just team results for him.
especially on optic as well.
He was on the 0-18 round, bro.
He was on the 0-8 team. I think on Falcons, like the KDs, they're a little bit more inflated because you feel like you're gonna lose. So
I think there's a little bit of that.
I think.
But he had good numbers on optic though. When he got dropped off of optic, he had good numbers. He had like the second best numbers on the team.
I look at event stats here.
Listen, I'm not trying to like champion for fucking AG because this is
Now,
AG's
to be fair,
worst
the
year.
start of the year, he
was
actually
a
wasn't
fucking
right.
mess.
But he played like 2 series, doesn't really count.
But I think for ESWC, he'll be able to show like he's at least a beat. Like, bro, he is still a good player. Like,
Yeah, like I said, I just think his year. If we're judging it on the year he's had, I think we've got to put him lower.
I'm just but that's just factoring team success more than individual because like individually, look at it. I mean, he's top 20 in 3 out of the 4 categories. Like that's B.
Yeah, but
If
then
you
like
just look at the numbers.
team success does come into it when he went 0-8.
Okay.
Team.
0-18, sorry.
I
I feel
think,
like that's
yeah.
pretty bad. I think 0-18 is pretty bad for someone you can like. There's no one else in this league is on 0-8. Is 0-18?
Yeah, apart from the other optic guys, and then Prig goes to join the Falcons, and then they still weren't great anyway. So there's probably a little better. I'm open to revisiting this Pred one because I also think that the way Pred and Sib are, like I wouldn't say that they're that dissimilar on some level this year.
I mean, if we're low key, to be fair, if we're putting Sib in B tier, then we should probably put Pred in B tier.
I agree, but
Yeah,
I think if we're putting Sib B tier, there's a lot of players that have to go B tier. That's my concern.
Listen, I think there's an argument for Sib to be C tier too.
I agree. I'm actually going to do that. I'm dropping them down. We'll revisit this if we need to. All right.
Okay.
Capsidal's coming in. Respectfully.
C tier, my boy.
Let's just move past it. He's in D, bro.
C or D, but I'm going D. Like, he
RIP, my
really
boy.
good.
I'm going D. He had a bit of a stinky one. Okay.
Listen,
Nasty this year. Go on.
Listen, we got to up Mac in that D tier. Yeah, I was going to say, we got to up Mac a little bit because he had a good start of the year.
Yeah, actually, you are right, to be fair. I didn't really order these a little bit. So we can maybe
I
come back to
know.
that.
I think Mac goes like second in D tier.
Yeah, no, for sure you're right, actually.
Nasty, B tier, has to be.
He was on pace for A until the motherfucking top 12 in there.
Listen, to me, this is how I sort it out. I think everyone on Seattle goes...
Like near B. Yeah.
Yeah, basically they're all
goes
next to
B.
each other on B, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they all go B by Neptune. That's what I think.
That's
I actually
true.
agree. Like, I honestly think I could put a Boozer like right there next to Nasty, and it would be like about right.
It would be
Not
I
like
think so.
you could maybe justify one of those guys being higher, but I just think both of them are like top 15, top 20 players. Like that's just what they are, and they're not like ultra consistent, but they're consistent enough that they get away with it. I think that's probably about right. Okay, Arstees, he had a brief stint
Yeah.
where he's fighting demons down there.
Arcity's D. T fellow D. We can just skip the T fellow real quick. Throw him at D.
Priesta D.
Priest the D
Priest
for
to
sure.
D. I mean, bro, we got
we
we got some stinkies down there. Priest to D.
We should make a RIP category.
Where is my command?
Drag somebody to the RIP category, bro.
I mean, we got like Ludus, bro. Like he's, you know, that's
Add like a
lit.
future droppy.
Yeah, future drop. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Lunar's in D for sure.
we could rank these if we wanted at some point, but we can come back to that.
You actually did that. Nah, not all of them are RIP, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. We got our D tier's looking pretty stacked. We already got 10 lads in there. Okay, we got Gwyn. Gwyn had a really interesting season, but he was actually very anonymous for a large part of it. Was he good enough for B tier? I think is the question here. I think the answer.
B? You said good enough for a B? Fuck no. Wait, what the hell?
Yeah, go on.
Pull up the stats. Because maybe
They're
I'm
gonna
talking
be
about my
alright.
ass.
They're gonna be
Eye
alright.
test-
I guarantee they're gonna be alright on Gwyn.
Eye test.
Look at
eye
this.
test
Look at these
alone-
numbers, dog. Look at this shit. 1.05, 1.05. Hella consistent in terms of the game
It
modes.
didn't pop up yet.
Yeah, it'll just go in a second.
I mean,
These were his season. Okay, his season numbers: Major 1 qualifier 1.12, Tournament 1.03, Major 2 qualifier 1.13, Major 2 tourney 0.98. Then he went 0.99,
Yeah, but like, listen.
1 flat, 0.99, 0.92, 104.
Rab, you got to hear me out here, though, okay? I forgot this team was in the league.
Yeah, you're right.
They've all been non-existent. All these stats are inflated from the fucking start of the year. This team, the past two majors, has been.
I do think
disgraceful.
we should rate the more recent performances like stronger as well.
Listen, his
'cause
year.
it's more
Listen,
relevant.
even his year hasn't been crazy. Like, let's be real. Like,
Nah, given his rookie of the year last year, like
listen. These Ravens players, like, I can't see him being it. Like Tej being B, like, I don't know. I'm just ranking it off like the last two majors, like recent performances. These guys have been horrible.
Yeah.
And I feel like that plays a big part.
Yep, they've been awful. I mean, I would put Gwen after looking at the numbers. I'm not gonna lie. Before I saw the numbers, I wouldn't put him in RIP, but I put him in fucking D. But after seeing the numbers, I'll put him at the top of C. But I mean, bro, like just eye tests. Like whenever
I
they
hear
were
you
like
on that. Yeah.
not dog shit, Tejan to me, in my eyes, obviously after seeing the numbers, it's kind of delusional to think this, but Tej and Austin were their best two players this year. But Austin started getting shit on towards like how Trey said recently. He's been getting super shit on.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for the most part, when this team was successful, it was successful for every reason but Gwen. So it's like even when they were good, I mean, it's good to be consistent too. So I gotta also like give him points for being consistent, I guess, stats wise. Even though I couldn't tell, I wouldn't even ever known that. But yeah,
I think this is probably
he can't
about
be
right.
MVP.
No, I think this
Yeah,
is
he
about
can't
right.
be MVP.
Crimp definitely can. I think like maybe my battle is here. Crimp versus 04 Tej Beans.
Nah,
You think no? You
I'll
think
put
worse?
him above Beans. I'll put
Above
Crimp
Beans?
above Beans though.
Below Tej?
Above Beans though, yeah.
What do you think, Trey? Because I think this is about right.
Or you could put him above Tej maybe.
Mm.
I would say above Beans for sure. That's how I feel.
All right, listen. This is my thing, respectfully, about Gwyn. If we're putting Kremp in B, Gwyn might have to be bottom of B2.
I don't know though. Like I saw Crimp make impact this season. I didn't see Gwyn do shit. But I don't know. That's
I mean,
eye
Gwyn,
test
I mean,
cheese.
yeah, no, for sure. But like I said, like
I do hear you though. Like in terms of
I
numbers,
think, like
yeah.
in my opinion, if we put Tej
Kremp
in
has
B,
to be
Gwyn
B,
has
though.
to go. I think if Tej is in B, fucking Gwyn has to go there too, though. Like,
I could justify it. I don't want to B tier getting too stacked.
but like this is my thing. Like, yeah, I mean, like, damn.
I mean, all right, we can go back to that. Like we got.
Hear me
Ezreal,
out, though. Hear
right?
me out. All right, listen.
Yeah, I'm
Putting
listening.
putting it this way, okay? Is Kremp and Tej better than Nasty?
Nah.
I think this B tier is getting a little bit too stacked. I think C tier's got to get some more people in it.
Interesting.
I think we're giving people a bit too much credit.
Interesting. Wow, we're gonna go full hate. I actually kind of like that. We just send people down
we
there.
do.
Beans, you're going down. Kremp, you're going down. I mean, they could. Okay.
Because at this point, at this rate, we're gonna have B so stacked.
Well, you are right, but like, okay, Estriel, where's he going?
See?
I think so, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But like, I mean,
And I think Estriel was better. I think Estriel was like, you know, a fucking shooter.
I think
But,
you might have
like,
to go like top of C, maybe Estriel. But like the whole, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, like the whole of Rocker are just going to be
Like,
in
to-
C
like-
tier,
like-
though.
like to listen to me, Tej and Kremp, best players on their team, but did they do anything crazy? Nah. I'm put like in the respectfully, Ravens had a very good stint, but now they're non-existent. It's like when Vivid got dropped, I was like, shit, Vivid's in the league. What the fuck? Like, I think I think B's got to have some more respectable players in it in terms of like what they've done this year and how well they've been playing, in my opinion.
You know what I just thought of that probably would just fix our problems and make our decision making better was just if it was like 1 through 5, 5 through 10, 10 through 15, and it just went down all the way to 48. That'd probably be easier.
Yeah,
just so we
I
don't feel
I can't add like more layers on the left here, but we could
Just so-
effectively
just so-
do that. In our head, we could do
Like
that.
like is he a top 5 player? No. Is he a top 10
Yeah.
player? No.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I get
That's
that.
probably the easiest way to do it.
I still don't hate this though, the way that we got it. Like,
No,
Yeah, it's not
fine.
bad, but I'm just saying the way we have it. Don't worry about B and C getting over flooded because that's where the majority of the league is. You know what I'm saying? They're pro
Oh
players.
yeah,
They're
no,
gonna
for
be-
sure. I'm just
DSC.
more looking at the like, you know, how good is someone in B? Like, let's take Nasty for example. Been way better than Beans this year. Like, are they in the same bracket though? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't think they are. But that's just how
But,
we have it.
but listen, we'll sort it out at the end. Like, we'll double check.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm cool with this. Like, we're blessed.
all right, Ghosty. He's got to be a.
I'll say he's a top 20 player. So
Top 20.
top of B, low A. At least, because he went. I mean, he's won
Yeah.
2 events.
Listen,
got second
to me, he's going in A because of like they've just gone back to back, and I'm not gonna lie, this kid in S&D is like a fucking factor for this team. Like going back to back, like that warrants like you've got to be fucking. Yeah.
No, you're right.
I think I think he's bottom of A though. I think he's bottom of A.
Yeah, I think he's in the
Like,
mix with like Super, really. That kind of.
Yeah, in comparison, above Super for sure.
I put him above Super, yeah.
Oh, I like that
Yeah,
above
above
Super for
Super.
sure. Yeah, we locked that in.
And that's not me disrespect. It's just like that's just where he is. Like, bro, you just went back. Like you just gone back to back.
You're
Bro.
right.
Come on.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, this is an interesting one. We got Shotzi coming in hot.
Fucking hell, man.
I'm thinking.
I'm about to get blacklisted.
Last event, Ant was going nuts, bro.
Nah, he was going crazy for sure.
Last event, he was going crazy, bro.
He was going crazy. His numbers
Listen, he's
this year
got good
overall
stats.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Did
he's
he
got
play the
numbers.
game
That's
the right
better
way?
numbers than Gwen.
It is better numbers than Gwen, so he's not C tier. Congratulations. I mean,
Is he a B tier player?
No.
Has he been a B tier player this year?
Sometimes, yeah. Most of it, yeah. Most of it,
yeah.
yeah.
I think we gotta put him like in the mix in the B tier somewhere, you know. I think that's fair because he's like shown a lot, but like, I mean, has he been better than?
All right, listen.
I'm putting him like there,
Was it 3 top 8s, 0 and 18 run,
little top 4.
1 top
Bro,
4?
that's low as fuck for it. All right. I mean, I get it. I just feel like it's just crazy.
Nah, I think you're right, but like,
Like,
But listen,
going into COD Champs, one thing I'll say, going into COD Champs, I'm taking Shotzi over Super, bro. Like, what the fuck? If I had to take one player, like, are you shitting me? Like,
nah, I think you're
I see
right,
it.
but like, we're trying to, you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, though. I see. It's just, I'm
Listen,
blazing.
because,
I'm DSing.
No, listen. I'm taking Shotzi too. I think he's fantastic. But has he been fantastic this year?
He's got to go about there, really. I think so. Middle of B
Okay.
roughly this year.
Let's do it.
Pretty
Middle of
crazy,
B. That's
but
fair.
I think
Where do you want to put him, Don? Where,
No,
I
that's
haven't
fair.
decided.
No, that's
I haven't
fair.
decided.
I think it's fair. I think it's in between the next couple of players. Like, I'll put him behind Ghosty at the high ball, and low ball I put him where Rap put him. So I think it's whatever. Somewhere in that. Like, I would put for the whole season, like last event, Brandon got pissed on.
Yeah,
But for the
true.
whole season, I would put Brandon high up. Like, even though they got 8th, like a lot, he was their best player throughout the year.
yeah.
Besides, like the last event where it was like, damn, what the hell?
All right, yo, chat. Type in the chat where you guys would put Shotzi, because you guys are saying like, you know, podcast got 8 out of 10 rage bait. Like,
The thing is, wherever
The
you
whole
put
year.
Shotzi, people are going to disagree a lot because either people are going to say, nah, he's like basically still a superstar, or they're going to say, nah, he was ass this year, like he didn't know how to play the game, he should be C tier.
but how much stuff did I see from Optic fans about Ant being bad this game?
Yeah.
But then you
That is
put
true.
him in but then you put him in a B tier or something like that, and everyone's like, "Wow, these guys." Listen, to me, I'm taking Shotzi every single game.
Maybe I should move Rail, actually, people are talking about
We've
that.
also got to talk about the fact. Well, not like talk about it. It won't factor in, but like, because if you're a superstar, like it shouldn't really affect you like that. But it's the same with Pred. Like, we got all these roster changes, and like Optic had a terrible year in terms of roster changes, and you know it didn't quite click, so that also affects it too. But you know, like as I'm trying to say, Don, like when those things happen, you know, if you're a superstar like that, you know, you still got to be, you know, you should still be beating the teams that are not, you know, you. Low A if he locks in, that's not the point. I would put
Listen,
him
I
A.
think Ant's fine. I think Ant's fine. Let's
Yeah,
I
okay.
think
A
he's
tier
fine.
because he wins champs. that's not the point either.
We'll see about that. All right, big week. I'm sending him C. Is he low C?
Wait, Don.
Always
One
got
more
high
take.
potential.
One more take on the Shotzi thing. He's getting B tier for that Hacienda play.
Oh yeah, fuck it. All right, fuck it. Put him in B. That
Yeah.
Hossie play was fucking horrendous. Put him in B.
It's a good take.
That's a great take, actually. Holy, that play was so bad. I had to delete my memory of the play, so I can respect them.
All right, I put Big Wake like low C. I don't know. I felt like he was just didn't really do shit this year.
Too much on and off from him. Like one series he drops a 1.2, the next 7 he drops a 0.8. Like
Yeah,
it's too much
exactly.
inconsistency.
Listen, there's some dirty rumors on that he's just fucking tea. Maybe he needs to lower the dosage and just drink some motherfucking water.
I mean,
He's just
I want the old Wake back. I want the old Wake where he used to drop 1.4s and everyone used to call him like a fucking dog
kill
shit
whore.
kill whore.
Yeah, exactly.
I miss
That was a good time
listen,
to Wake.
I want that Wake back because
If he did that for this team, the team would be way better.
so fire. It's like
Yeah.
he's
Way better.
this might be a situation where he just can't shoot straight anymore. Because damn, how do you stop that?
Cause he's just speeding, bro. That's the problem. Motherfuckers need to slow down.
Yeah, slow down.
Snoopy goes in B tier.
I think he's B. I think Snoopy's B. I don't think he goes crazy B, but like overall
I
this
think-
season, he's kind of where Kremp is to me. Kind of where Kremp
He's a great
TJ
talent.
is.
He's also listen. He does also like carry this team majority of the time, but respectfully, this team isn't fucking great.
Nah, he can't go
and-
any higher than this, really.
You could put him
Yeah.
above Tej.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
he's
yeah.
kind of
I
he's like
think-
similar to
he's-
Shotzi. He's probably very similar to Shotzi this year, to be honest.
Yeah, you could put him above Tej for sure.
Yeah,
and
I'm a,
for it, honestly.
yeah.
I'll put him
I think he,
here.
I
maybe they're going
I think he's better than 04.
Yeah, I think that's
this year.
true. Yeah. Maybe he's better than Shotzi. Maybe he's better than Real. Nah, I can't.
Snoopy
any
is
better than that
Snoopy
stuff.
is Snoopy would be A tier if he had a better team for sure. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But based on his team and obviously we can only judge.
All right,
on what we
Salium
got.
straight into S.
Yep.
Yeah.
Draza. Okay, it depends how we're doing the S tier here, right? I mean, let me just throw in Scrap as well, just to make it clear.
I think S should be 5, so I think Droz can be an S, personally.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because who else is
I-
being
Top of
into
A.
top 5?
All right, listen, let's have a look who we've got left on this roster. All right, we got Let's have a look who we've got left. We've got Draz, Dashi, Simp, Envoy. Listen, to me, I'm going to say this right now. I'm putting Draz and Simp in S, and that's my S.
Yeah, I think Simp goes there for sure. I think you can make an argument that nobody else goes there.
I have a proposition. Let's do S6 people and A6 people. Or no, that's too much.
You want to put? Who do you want to put?
I want to
Envoy.
keep
Envoy?
I would
Superstar
put
tier
Envoy.
more.
I
wanna-
would put Envoy
Uh-huh.
in S or top of A. I honestly would.
I think
honestly would put
Superstar
Envoy
tier
S
should
or
be
top
like
of A.
super limited though. Like I think
Okay, that's
I
fine.
think Superstar tier should be like it can only be top 10% of the league in my opinion. So like it's 4 or 5 in my eyes. And like I don't
So
think
Draz or Envoy for
if
the
we
fifth
want to
or
do
sixth
fifth,
best
but
player.
like but then it's like, well, is Draz on the level of those other 4 guys? Like in my opinion, that is the tier. Like those are the 4 best and everyone else is worse than them. That's the way I look at it.
I mean, I think Draz, if you go look at it, go look after like the past couple grand finals,
Nah,
whenever
Dra-
FaZe were like
Draz
into the
is
finals,
nice.
he was on MVP watch. Like Draz
Listen,
has been amazing this year, in my opinion. Like
This is my thing about
so is
Draz
Envoy.
is, Cell's obviously like the top AR on that team in terms of like stats wise and stuff like that. But Draz be doing it all, bro.
Draz is him. I feel like the players respect him too. Like he's one of those people. Like maybe it doesn't show all in the numbers, but he is him.
I think for sure
Draz
you
is
could
him.
argue Draz is like 5th or 6th best player. I don't disagree with that. I just disagree with him
100%.
putting him on the same level. I don't think he's in that tier. I think he's like, I'm putting him like right at the top of A for sure. But I'm not putting him with like Scrap and Hydra and those guys.
I think before this major, he was S tier though.
I do too. This major was the first one where he got shit on, kinda.
Yeah, like respect. Like
before this major, he was S tier, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Before this major, he was,
right
in my
that.
opinion, he was FaZe's best player.
Yeah, he was really good. He's
Like
played
to
really
me,
good, bro.
to me, I'm finishing this at like how I would do it is Draz in S and an Envoy top of A.
I just want to show Envoy some love for the recent 2 events.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think
the past 2 events, Envoy is super supreme S.
Yeah.
Like, and even the first event, I'm pretty sure Nate was like, Envoy's our best player. Like, I don't know why I can't really remember the first event as well, but like,
low key,
Envoy is a top 6 player in the game for sure.
Low key, if we were doing this, I would hate to just have top 5. I would actually do 6 in S and have Envoy and Draz in there.
Yeah, you can't split that. We could do that. We could do that. I'm not opposed to doing that. But nah, I don't really like it. But all right, I'll throw him up there.
All right, make it A+. Make it A+ then.
Well, I would if I could add. For some reason, I can't add a plus on the left hand side. I wish I could. But yeah, in my opinion, I'm putting Envoy above Draz as well. I think he was more impactful at the end of the season when he mattered.
Yeah, 100%.
But they are for sure 5th, 6th. I'm gonna leave it there for now. We might adjust it in a second. Depends how many other players we put in the A tier, because we might need to expand this.
I'm looking at the last part. I don't see that many A tier players.
No, I agree. We might have 1 or 2 more in here. I'm thinking. Okay.
I don't think so.
Where does Slasher go?
Oh wait,
yeah,
BZ's top of B, bro. This is a BZ's like worst year.
Oh, that's a take.
All right.
It has to be, no?
We'll get to a BZ because that one's gonna be like a.
Yeah.
We should speed run those last Kiz, Johnny X Nid.
Kiz
they
D.
should get speed ran.
God, does Kiz get C? Does Kiz get enough gas to get C?
Worst team.
C.
Worst team in the league this year?
Low C.
Not for me.
Okay.
All right, he's at RIP. Throw him at RIP. Fuck it.
You know what? Respect the Bulldog. He's going in RIP.
Listen,
I'm
I'm
Johnny
just
down
saying
there
this.
too. I don't really care about
I'm
ranking
just saying
the
this.
guys at the bottom here.
Yeah, RIP. They're just at RIP.
I'm just saying this. Like, I think Kiz on another team would be fire, but this year, like, Kiz has been their best player, but like, worst team in the league has got to that's got to say something.
No, I think I agree. They also kind of gave him the keys, and the team was still shit. So if that counts for anything, then it is what it is. I've thrown Cammy and Purge into C tier too. I don't know if I think they made champs, so probably they should be C. Yeah. I don't know if they should be I think Purge is probably their best player apart from Snoopy. I don't know. I can't really separate the other 3 guys too much.
Listen, I think those 3 are just the same level, bro.
Yeah. No,
plus,
you're right.
No, not Purge, sorry. Don't worry about it.
After my interview with McGee was talking about Purge like Purge was fucking TP in his prime, bro. Like, he is so high on Purge to where I'm like, all right, he must be like.
I'm putting Purge up. I'm putting Purge up a couple then on that guess.
He's like, I can't believe this kid sacrificed his AR role, ran a sub, actually plays his life for the team, and does everything for the team, and he's so coachable. I'm like, damn, okay, Purge. I was like, Purge is his favorite player he's ever coached. Like,
okay, that's a good guess.
Yeah, all right, bet. Damn.
All right, I'm sticking Purge there. All right, where does Slasher go? Because he's stuck. I would have put him B tier, but the recent event he was dog shit. Well, he did get cooked, but to be fair, look.
Listen, he's been getting cooked for a while though.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be on my Slasher glaze. I'm gonna glaze him.
Listen, he's
gonna put him in C.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna glaze him with a little bit of top of C. No, I'm gonna. Hang on, let me have a look at some numbers.
It's not looked pretty.
Nah, but the year started pretty good.
Austin's my boy. He did start pretty good.
Yeah, and he played one series. He played. Look, what he told me on the couch, and I believe him, is that he says online COD is for gays. It's fake COD. Because
100%.
Because he was playing online COD and getting hooked on. He plays Toronto round 1 at the major, drops to 1.15. So, you know, all I'm saying is that online COD was for gays. Look, this is
for
real
sure.
slasher.
Like we've had this discussion for a while though. Online COD still got to play a big part because that's how you make champs. That's how you get seeded. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, I fear he might be seed tier.
And let's not make it out. All right. Listen, Slash is still a dog, but this team he's got ain't great.
Yeah,
And it's like they've not got like any motivation to like fucking get better. And I say that because it's just every time you watch them play now, they just get cooked.
Yeah, you're right.
That's W Glaze because he should be lower, but that's my boy. It's my twin, so.
I think this is justified. I'm locking this in. Top of C.
Okay.
I mean, respectfully, maybe Gwyn top of C and Slash a second.
Bro, Gwen played better than Austin after Austin's last event, bro. Or whenever, like, the recent little stint.
Shit.
Austin started going up the bullshit, bro.
Listen, if it was up to me, I'd put Slasher in S tier because that's my dog. That's
my dog. I'm saying, but look, we said only we could fit 5 in S tier. I'm thinking.
Oh, realistically, all right, you want to be fair. Put him right behind AG. I think that's way more fair.
Damn, and Grin stays up there. So I guess to be fair, if Insight's going to be down here, you are right about that.
Austin, I would put Austin.
Like Slasher and Insight should probably be next to each other. Yeah, you're not wrong.
They should be similar.
Yeah. I think that's actually about right.
That's fair,
okay,
man.
I give you that one. All right, where are we putting Hook?
I think Huke's been their best player this year.
I agree for sure. He's been their best player. If you look at the numbers, you can justify him in A for sure. I think I would actually put him in A.
I'll put him absolute number 1 overall in B or A. Oh my god. Nah, he might have to be in A, bro.
No, his numbers
respectfully, like he's going in A.
He is going in A. Yeah, I agree.
Bro, let me just say it, he has redeemed himself so well this year.
Yeah.
Right? He got dropped for no reason. Turned down another team to go back to Optic, even though he got dropped. That's like going back to your ex. It's a toxic relationship, and they've made it work. And he is their best player, in my opinion.
Yeah, they did make it work. I was honestly really impressed. I think he's just been better all around this year. Like he's not been as good as Rencor. He's probably not been as good as Neptune. But I think it's quite close. Like I think he's around here to me. Like I think he's around like where Kleenex is. And we need the optic glaze, you know, for the likes and stuff.
Yeah.
So like we got to have a little bit.
Top 10 player in the game, though. You think he's a top 10 player in the game?
I think he might be 10th.
Okay.
I could see who 10th best player in the game right now. Roughly.
I ain't gonna lie though, I wouldn't put him that high in A though.
You think?
I would put him probably right behind Toby then, or even.
Yeah, I mean, I could even justify it here. I think maybe Ghosty's getting a bit underrated on our list. Probably not. It's probably about right. Yeah, you can probably look at this a couple different ways.
Yeah, I think that's better.
All right, I'll put him.
I don't think. Listen, I don't think he's a top 10 player in the game.
We still got a Beezy to rank as well, but I know that Don has his opinions on a Beezy. Damn, Xnid got a hell of a neck on him. Look at that neck.
Xnid I'll put in C or RIP.
Nah,
it's listen. It can't be ripped for him. Like he's got to be.
No,
it's not ripped for half of those players at RIP.
Well, yeah.
No, listen, Xnid, he's going C tier for me, bro.
Yeah, is he? Do I put him near AG?
Saudi Arabian player playing in this league, right. still doing very well. Like, and he's also got Pred in his team, and I think he was playing better than Pred in some of those series.
I think he was better than Pred this year overall.
Listen, we gotta show some respect.
Yeah, we actually do. I think he was kind of like near where I've got.
That's gas.
No, I think this is probably fair.
That's gas. It's okay though. It's cool.
I mean, we'll gas him up to
That's
go
new
to
player
EWC
gas.
for sure.
Yeah. Shout out the Falcons, man. Good guy.
I don't know. Like he was
I
doing.
listen, I do think you placed him a bit too fucking high there, though.
You think I need to just like?
You're taking
Listen,
Sib. You're taking Xnid over Sib and Pred.
Yeah, it's
Listen,
probably a bit
respectfully,
much.
listen, Xnid can go like ahead of Awakening.
Yeah.
Maybe below Awakening, maybe bottom of C.
Nah. You can't be bottom.
I mean,
of
like,
C.
I mean, C tier's still good, twin.
I'm putting him there. I like that. Ahead of Awakening. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I feel like I'm not really sure where Estriel should live right now. But we got to do Nero, so like where am I putting Nero?
Bruh, like he's
top of C.
Him and Estriel too similar though. Like in terms of their
Him, Gwen, and Estriel. That's a good trio right there. I think about it. Him, Gwen, Estriel, and Beans. That's a top. Yeah, that's a mid-tier team.
Yeah, you're right. Nero is actually statistically, and it's actually funny to look at this because I saw a stat earlier in the year that compared basically the averages in the league, and Nero is statistically like the most average player, like by most metrics. He's just right down the middle. And it's funny because I thought about that when I looked at it, and then I just looked at his stats, and he has exactly a 1.0.
Yo,
There's
don't
a 1.0 flat this year.
Imagine the fans calling you mid, but then like the stats are there to back it. Like
You're
you just
actually
feel
you're the most middle of the motherfucking.
you're the most
ever.
average player of all time, and you've got the stats to back it.
Yeah, and he turned up at the
lie.
end of the season to make it work as well. So I think this is about right. Like I think if you've got to be top of C is about right.
Bro, he also pisses me off though because I even said it to his girl. I'm like, bro, like I hate the fact how good he is in like these gunfights, but like his decision making just fucks him up all the time because it's just like he has one thing and it's run. And if it works, like you see him pop the most disgusting free pieces, but it takes him 5 deaths.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you look at it and it's like, so he's not like to me his gameplay is like, that's why you see him, he'll die like 3 times and he'll be like 0-3 and then he'll pop a 3 piece. That's why he's got average stats, because every time he trades like his own 3 deaths. Like his gameplay just isn't consistent.
Yeah.
All right, so I've
Like,
put him
if
in
you-
there, but yeah, I think you're right.
You catch Nero on a good day. He's an S tier player. Like you dropping
dropping 50 and
45
shit.
and
Yeah.
But then like you watch him like 3 series later, and it's just like, damn, slow down, twin.
All right, we got Dashi. I'm throwing
See,
him
this
in. So I think top of B is a bit ambitious, personally.
Bro, he got shit on one event, bro. He was their best. He was really good. Bro.
He's been to me, like when all that shit was going down, he was still holding his own.
He was. It depends. Like I don't mind the logic that we have on this. Like I think
just
for
doing
sure
the
he's
horse
B.
shit.
He's for sure B. The question is like, has he been better than Nasty this year? That's kind of my question.
Nah, I'll take him over Abuza.
Yeah, so maybe like somewhere in there. I like that. I like to separate the 2 players as well on the teams because it makes it look like we actually know ball. All right, Kenny. I mean, Kenny
Kenny
had a rough one, bro.
I mean,
But
listen,
Kenny honestly kind of redeemed himself on Rocker a little bit, like a smidge.
Yeah, he did. I put
We
him
gotta
in like
cut-
low C somewhere.
we might have to talk about how some of these optic players might have a little bit of tax on them too from Kenny's bad stint as well.
Wait, you mean like they look better than they are because Kenny was getting
No,
hooked?
No,
they look
Or
worse.
they look worse than
because
they are.
Kenny was
Worse.
trying up the bullshit.
Yeah, okay. I hear that as well.
It's like we can rank these players, but like some of those series they were playing 3v4.
Yeah, you're right. Little 0.4 straight off the plane, 0.3.
Listen, we can rate it off of this season. All I know is just like talking to players recently, because I was surprised. I thought Kenny kind of like hurt his stock, but the players think highly of him. Like him,
Oh yeah, no,
like,
he's
realistically, just how people like judge his performance on Rocker, and like just from what I've heard from like players, like I put him around the Sib AG like slasher part of like C, yeah, and Insight, yeah, that's all. Yeah, I feel like he's plays good. I don't think he's an RIP.
No, I agree.
personally
I
thought
think
he
he's
could have
about
been.
it.
I thought he could have been an RIP because I ain't gonna lie.
If he never came
Point
back,
three
he
is
honestly
crazy.
might have been though.
Point
Like,
three is crazy.
His
I ain't
optic
gonna
stint
lie.
on its own was probably RIP too.
Yo, his
So this
optic
is-
stint was the super RIP.
So
That
this
shit
is what this is what I will say on this. All right, he would have been fine if he just didn't play for the rest of the year. Don, like we said, like bad. He did go in this Rocket team, and although the results were still the same, he did look like he made him better.
He did, yeah.
They choked a lot, and we did see, he did throw up a couple stinkers. But listen, you're gonna throw up a couple stinkers with that Rocket team, like that's you could spawn in with that team, and you're things were gonna change with those players. That's for sure. Like you could go in there with a strat. You've got Estriel, Nero running around. Shit can go wrong very quickly. I do feel like the optic stint, everyone was clowning on him, but then he came back. He wasn't necessarily dropping 1.2s, 1.3s, but he was good enough to where a lot of players. You put him on. I feel like you put him on a better team. He'll we'll be talking differently of him, and I think next year he'll be on a. I think next year he'll
be on a better team for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, Geo. We got 3 players left. Geo's like, again, he's got to be in the.
Geo, man.
He's got to be in the C tier somewhere. This is honestly a classic rocker in it. All their players are C tier. It's just how it is. But he's probably. Let me bring some numbers up. I think Geo's a player. Like, I see so much potential in him.
Nah, he is. I think.
What's his essay? I just feel like he's so horse.
0.9.
Yeah,
9.5.
his S&D ain't great at all compared to the other modes.
Listen,
He had a 0.4 against Optic in their series, but it's only one map.
I will
He has
say
good
this.
numbers.
I think Geo's ceiling on Rocker is probably one of the highest I've seen on one of the like middle of the pack teams.
Yeah, I agree. It's honestly like it's tough to separate those 3 guys apart from Kenny. Like Kenny's gonna be there because of the optic stint and all that, but like it's tough to separate these guys. Where does Metal sit in that convo? Where does was Geo? Would I take Geo over Sib this year? Like it's close, you know.
I would.
It's close.
I don't feel like their whole team is better than Metals, bro. Either.
Yeah, I'm throwing Metals in there. It makes it
put
look like we're no ball. You know, I'm doing one there and then like a little. Oh, no, I'm gonna do this.
All right, listen to me. I think Geo was the better. I think Geo's the better out of those 3. I think Geo's the best on that team, in my opinion.
Really?
I do, yeah.
This year, is that true? Maybe.
I think Geo. Like I said, I rate Geo highly. I think he's probably the best on that team. That's just my opinion, though.
Okay.
That's like
I would have given
like
it to Estriel, but I actually think Estriel I would have said Estriel
fell off
halfway through the year, but
yeah,
Estriel fell off quite a bit, to be fair. I don't know, but Nero was. So I think I don't actually disagree with that take trade that Geo should be higher.
My eye test on Geo is like, my eyes light up when I see him play.
Yeah, that is true.
I think he's just got it like that. I think, I like this whole Rocker team. I think if they teamed at the start of the year with Kenny, I think they would have done a lot better this year.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't mind the way we actually have this. Yeah, it's pretty reasonable. Okay, we got 2 more players, very interesting ones actually. So, let's do Mercules first. So Mercules comes in, he plays 2 events, he gets the top 3 and he gets the top 4. He's not played forever, but if Super's A tier, you know what I'm saying.
Listen, respectfully, Merc comes in, no practice, no nothing, fries with Toronto, gets a top 3, joins Optic. Not as necessary the placements, but still plays well. He's an A-tier player.
I like him right behind Ghosty. Yep, perfect. I like that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's about right. I don't think he can be above Ghosty, and he's not been not superstar, but he's not been star level. I mean, he's probably been star level. A-tier is probably star level, but he's not been quite Neptune or Rancor. Yeah. He's not been quite Rancor in terms of.
A-tier to me is when you fire up a Twitch stream and people are like, shit, let me check this kid out. This kid's good.
Yeah. If Mercules is in the league for the whole season, like he could definitely be higher than this. But it's like you can't. We can't put him super high based on having played, one tournament which he didn't play any qualifiers for, and then one whole stint, which was a good stint, but it's not like you've got to consider sample size as well a bit before you start
Awful
putting in like 7.
To say they would have been better with Kenny to start. Listen, respectfully, I'm taking Kenny over Paul Lex 10 times every day. Just because Kenny had a bad stint on Optic. Listen,
bro,
we all
that
heard
sheer
about...
person has literally just been chatting this whole time. He's just been spewing bullshit. That motherfucker is yapped up, bro.
That's how it is, man.
Who we got next?
We got one player left, and that player is a BZ.
Top somewhere in B.
So this is interesting take from Don, I think. Having
is it
a BZ? Well, I mean, I think you could justify it. I think it's justifiable, but I think people would consider it to be a hot take having a BZ and B. Let's have a look.
I think a BZ's godlike. Like if I had to choose one player to team with, if I'm like coming back to COD, it would be a BZ because I would just bait the fuck out of him. And he would get killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think a BZ's godlike. I just feel like this year he's the worst player on his team. So like.
No, I agree with that for sure. Yeah.
Top. I mean, if you want, you could do low A, but like I've seen a couple of people in B that I feel like what's his numbers?
I feel like we need more in B tier than A tier too.
I can't check his numbers. It's not loading.
Rab had him up. I mean,
I got him back up.
Numbers ain't that bad, but like, I don't know. I would say like somewhere in B, like top of B. I mean, if you want to say bottom A, I feel like that's just factoring team success.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, he did win 2 events, right? Like
2 events back to back. His stats ain't terrible. He's had a few rough series. I think he warrants an A. I think he
probably does. I think he probably does. I think he should be here. And the thing is, our A tier now is 2 stacked, so I think I'm going to have to agree with you guys and put these 2 up to S tier, and then it looks more balanced. Then we have a nice balance here. Okay, those are the players in the league. What do we want to change? Like, in order, I've gone Scrap, Hydra, Cell, Simp, top 4.
I will move MC to 2. Like
you put MC second? What do you think,
If I was voting on MVP, Scrap, that was like how we did it. I put Scrap 1 and then MC 2 and then Paco 3. Just because Paco kind of like, I mean, Paco recently has been, it's just tough. But like, I feel like the first 2 splits, he was just whatever, like. But was his first 2 splits better than Simp on land recently? Like in MC on land, like MC was going crazy. Like everyone thought MC was going to win MVP unless Scrappy won. I thought Scrappy should have won MVP, but people were like, nah, MC #1 KD, #1 everything. So like, I feel like you put MC 2 and then Paco 3.
It gives us a nice balance of like the top teams as well, right? Because then it's like nicely Thieves player, Phase player, Thieves player, Phase player, Thieves player, Phase player. I don't mind that. Okay, I think that's reasonable enough. People are obviously going to debate the Abizi one, but I think it's justified, Like, I wouldn't take him... I think Kleenex is the player that's kind of interestingly rated, because I know that most people, when they make their list here, they'll put Kleenex lower than this. But I do think that it is justified. But I can see some debate on that.
We can definitely lower Kleenex. Like,
yeah, I think you might have to go down a smidge.
Like... I think I love Toby, by the way. I love watching him play. I think he's solid. Am I taking him over Huke this year?
No, I don't think I am. I'm also probably taking Ghosty over him.
Am I taking Ghosty over Kleenex this year? Yeah, probably.
Probably similar to Merc enough. But like, so BZ and Kleenex are probably like reasonably. Maybe they could be reasonably similar. And also you got to consider like. We did talk about team stuff, and we did say that BZ's won 2 events, so there is also that. By the numbers, they're pretty similar. Maybe Clinic slightly better. So I think you can look at this a couple of different ways.
I think Abizi's had a better year than Abizi stats-wise. Abizi's had a better year than Kleenex stat-wise.
It's pretty similar, but yeah. I think maybe it needs to be like this. The 2 like newcomers, Merc and Super, maybe go towards the bottom of the tier. And then Don will be happy because it means super.
Right, hit me out.
B
Does
tier.
Neptune does Neptune go top of A since joining the league?
I would take Joe over him personally, but and Rencor over him.
I like it like this. I think. Could even
to be fair, once you're a top
Rancor.
10 player, just be happy with that, bro. Like the top 6, Nep's in the top 10, like that's great gas. That's insane gas.
Respectfully, the only ones we can really rank are the top 3. Like if we're doing like, you know, are you 5th or 6th? I don't fucking know, but I know the top 3 are.
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty close. I'm gonna take Joe over Nep, and I think I'm taking Rencor. Rencor's numbers are actually quite interesting. Like we look at Rencor's numbers here on the site. Like his overall KD, okay, now it's actually a 1.05, but like his overall numbers aren't crazy, really. Like his hardpoint is really good. His other game modes aren't like insane, but also I will say that Miami, they've played like a lot of good teams, a lot. It feels like because they've made it pretty deep. They played a lot of thieves. They played a lot of
the
phase.
stats are never going to be crazy, Rab.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think
They
that's
just run to
probably
die.
fair.
They
Yeah,
just-
exactly. That is what it is.
They run to die, and I love it. Like I hate it, but I love it. They're like, I think they're the most entertaining to watch in the league in terms of like when you watch a team play.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's talk about like Miami and Toronto. Yeah, you know, I think you're right about that. But his Slayer rating and stuff is high. Miami and Toronto haven't made finals though, which is true, but also the difference between making top 3 and making finals isn't like crazy in my eyes. And Toronto and Miami have both done that a couple of times, so I think it's probably pretty justified. People saying
I'm still
drop
listen.
draws, I think it's
yeah.
fair.
I was just looking at that. I think respectfully, the people saying that drop jars out of S tier or superstar tier are people that don't like him.
Like in my list, I would like to put like Envoy and Draza would be kind of here because I think they're a level below. But I think the way that we've done it, this is justified. Like I would take Draza over all of these players. As
I'm
I would
taking
Envoy.
Draws and Envoy over all those players, realistically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. All right, B tier: Nasty, Dashy, Abuza, Real, Snoopy, Shotzi, 04, Tej, Kremp, and Beans. This is kind of the bottom of this tier where we talked about maybe some players have to go down, but I think it's probably about right. I like the amount of players we have. Like, we've got 10 players in B tier. I think that's about right. The question is, you know, whether anyone else belongs there instead. I don't know. I think we've kind of done this right, to be honest. Like, there's no one else below that I would look to put up.
Yeah, I think it's straight. I think it's cool. It's a cool list.
Yeah, and in C tier, we got Gwyn, Geo, Metals, Estriel, Purge, Nero, Sib, Pred, and then we got like some of the ARs, Slasher, Insight, Kenny, Cammy, Xnids down there. We got Big Wake, Vivid. I think this is a pretty good list again. And then the Rip tier, Kismet's heading it up. I mean, I don't really order this tier. We could order it if you want, but I mean, it's kind of difficult to order. Who deserves the crown of worst of the league this year? Who do I put right at the bottom?
Listen, you can do that one. I don't want to.
Yeah. I'm returning this year, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, we
Who's
might.
the absolute worst? This is Rab's pick.
Yeah.
Who needs
you
to
can-
never step foot in the league again, Rab?
Oh, bro.
This is all you.
That's pretty much what you're saying.
Who needs to never step foot, Rab? This is all you. Do it for the content.
Ah, Doug. Oh. It might have to be Tyler Fellow, bro. It might have to be, though. Like, it was a tough stint. I love Fellow, but like it was a tough ride. Priester, I was also thinking Priester. Maybe it should be Arcetes. Damn, I'm just gonna call them all out. I should just stopped at one and just held it, you know.
You could have just said one.
I could
bro.
have just said one.
Like I said, like
Yeah.
you listen, you will get controversy from me, but to say someone should never step foot in the league again and pretty much say like, yo, retire. Yeah, you ain't getting that from me, dude.
No, you're
I'll tell
right.
you in private.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But like, it don't matter at the end of the day. Look, you're in the Rip tier, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
You know what?
politics
You know who
down
should
there
never
anyway.
set foot in the league again? Attach, because he retired. Congratulations on your retirement, buddy.
Yeah, I don't exactly. I don't want to put him down there and out of respect for Attach's career. Attach top of.
Well, I'm just saying it because I'm saying it because he's already retired. Like,
Nah,
you know,
exactly. No, you're right. You're right.
Never set foot again because you're retired. You know, enjoy your time now. You're good.
Yeah, until he comes back like Don. Hell yeah.
He might come back. Yes, he might.
If BS7's the best COD of all time, he's coming back. Trust.
He's coming back. I think he would.
All right, I'm pretty happy with that list. I think we take that list. You guys see it back at home, and other people are going to talk about this. Every Burger King card got dropped. Let's hope Fellow keeps his. Oh yeah, true. Fellow was the Burger King of the stage. So
Can you pull that up? Because I swear that shit is fucking comedy. I don't know.
Okay, I can bring up the Burger King.
The little kid in me, like, I don't know.
I'll bring up the
That
Burger
shit
King.
catchy, that
Here
shit
we go.
is.
I hope it's been uploaded to Fellow's page direct. If not, I'll go to the team stuff. I don't think it's on here yet. Okay, I'll find it on our Twitter account. Don't worry about it. I got you. But yeah, T-Fell, obviously tough stint at the end of the day. Bad team. So it is what it is. But people don't really care about the B tiers, D tiers anyway. They're interested in like who are the hot takes, who are living
Because
in
then
the
they
other
can get
tiers.
their, you know. This is where people can
Here
be
it
like,
is, I got the
what?
card.
Everyone, you know, this is where the pros react, and Scrap's like, yeah, I'm that fucking guy, and Shotzi's like, what? What's going on here? Shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, this is the Fellow Burger King card, Don. Just like you ordered. Lion cooked it up. He's looking pretty happy
It's
with
the
that
shirt. It's the shirt. It's the shirt. And like he looks at me. I think this might honestly be the best Burger King card.
I do. I actually love this one because he's got a proper grin on his face as well.
Listen, I just think Exceed wears the crown better.
To be fair, the Exceed one is the original and the best, and let's be real.
Bro, bring that up.
Wait,
man.
do you have that one quick?
Hell yeah, I can bring
Yeah,
it
it's on
up.
the website.
It's so easy, bro. It's so easy to find the Exceed
that's-
Burger King. This is
So
this
easy
is
to find the
everywhere,
Exceed.
bro.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
there's a guy that replies to all of Exceed tweets with
Yeah.
his Burger King card. He's been doing it for like 3 years.
Yeah, I can't find that guy, but I can find the Exceed cup. This is the classic.
Yeah,
This is
It's
a
just on the
classic.
website,
The fifth, yeah, it's on the website too, but this is the 57
Have you got it?
overall. Yeah, of course. It's the 57 overall Exceed Burger King card. Is it similar?
it's the way
What was Fellow's?
crown sits
Fellow
on the
was
hat.
56. No, I agree. Yeah, exactly.
His
Yeah.
face.
It's like
His
a
face.
crown
This
on
is
the hat.
pre the jet. This is pre the shirt though. This is
Yeah.
pre the shirt days. But I
Wait,
agree.
Lion, can
Exceed's
you-
facial expression
Lion.
makes it. You know,
Yo,
Lion,
update
Edit,
the
yeah,
Exceed.
yeah.
we get like an updated version of the.
Yo,
Exceed
no, we
version.
need
Lion,
to update the
update.
Exceed one, bro. Put
Yeah,
the
we
shirt
need
on.
that.
If you put the shirt on the Exceed, it might be fucking insane, bro.
Right, you're gonna give
like
Senior
you
Hate
call him a
Essential
shirt
some
is just
crazy ammo.
insane, bro.
Bro, you put the shirt on Exceed, and it looks like you've caught him off guard while he's like cleaning or something, saying like, "Yo, can you take my order?" And he's turned around and gone like, "Oh shit, bro, yeah, come on, bro."
Yeah. Good times. All right, gentlemen, we've done our tier list. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, what you agree with, what you disagree with. I think we did a pretty good job overall, but I'm sure you guys are going to have their takes. Shout out to Price Picks for winning the show. What's getting involved? Use code Breaking Point. Link in the description box below. All that good stuff. Spend $50 in your first $5 pick. And gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Next time we're back, we are going to be probably talking Champs predictions because Champs in a couple of weekends will do a show doing a bracket pick 'em for the full tournament. And one of the reasons why we're doing this today rather than tomorrow is because tomorrow night I'm going to be at the airport off to Montreal for the weekend. See the Grand Prix. That's the plan. So, and then after that, who knows what's going to happen because I'm in Canada and not long after that's Champs. So we'll see what that looks like. We're going to probably work out a couple of things over the next few days, see what type of content we're going to be bringing you guys over the next couple of weekends. But Don, good to have you on the show again, and then I'll give it to Trey to close out.
Yes, sir, man. Great show, W show. I'm going to go ahead and let Trey close this out, but appreciate all you guys for watching, showing us all the love. Man,
I'm a little bit rusty, boys. I'm a little bit rusty.
Been a
It's been a
couple
while
weeks.
since you've done a show. Oh my god! Listen, it's a pleasure you joining us on this fine Sunday. I know I know a lot of people weren't expecting this show, as we weren't expecting to do one either. But like Rab's a superstar these days. He's going to the F1. So what
That's
more
it,
can we
baby.
do? We appreciate everyone that joined us for the stream today. Obviously, if you guys are watching on YouTube after the fact or Spotify, please, please, please subscribe. Make sure you leave us a like. If you are listening to on Spotify, leave us a good rating. Thank you to Prize Picks once again for sponsoring the show. Make sure you use code Breaking Point when you sign up. Get yourself some moolah back, some munion, as Donnie would like to call it. We appreciate everyone for joining us. Like Rab said, we'll be back next time for hopefully a decent bracket prediction if the COD site's updated. So from here, everyone here at Breaking Point, me, Don, and Rab, I'm pulling up to champs. I've got to book my stuff, so I hope to guys see you there. But episode whatever it is, because we've done so many, we appreciate you guys for joining us. From myself, Rab, and Don, we'll see you guys later. Enjoy your day, enjoy your night.
Take care.